Look, it's exciting.
It is very exciting.
The question was raised on this show, what came first, light and tangy the flavour or light and tangy the name, with respect to potato crisps?
I suspected that somewhere at Chip headquarters there are crazy guys in the basement just developing any flavour. Put a bit of salt in, put a bit of tomato in, chuck some celery in, chuck a strepsil in there, see what happens. Andy said, no, I reckon it's a name, and then they were given the assignment to develop it. We found out it was actually the flavour that came first.
Leanne called us, and she had actually worked at Smith Chips with a lot more information. This is what happened when we chatted to her. Hey, Leanne, possibilities of a spaghetti bolognese chip coming out?
Yeah, possibly not.
Oh, what are you talking about? Andy and I have always talked about how that'd be the greatest chip ever. Leanne, just quickly, if we were able to get some sort of financial backer, could we make a spaghetti bolognese chip?
Yeah, you can develop any seasoning.
What do you mean?
It's just a matter of marketing and making people buy it.
Well, let's make a spaghetti bolognese chip with a very small bag of Parmesan chips next to it.
Well, there it was, Ham.
So have someone on the inside telling us that we could make any chip possible. Certainly it was heady times.
Then this bloody legend called Seb, the marketing manager of Smith Chips, has called us. We've got him on the line now to talk to him more about it. How are you, Seb?
Mate, I'm very well, guys. How are you?
We are ecstatic, if we could be honest with you.
On behalf of the people, Seb, I tell you what, we're already licking our lips in anticipation for the people's chip.
Mate, well, we will do our very best to help you out.
So it is possible, if we can come up with what we feel is the ultimate flavour that has never before been done in the history of baking very thinly sliced pieces of potato, if we could come up with a flavour, will you be able to make it?
Mate, look, it's highly possible. Anything's possible. We've done a lot of flavours over the years, and if you can think of a food type, we can probably put it on a chip for you.
Here's what I'm thinking. If I could just throw one in, if I could throw it at you now.
Oh, here we go.
Hot chip flavoured chips. You know what I mean?
Flavoured potato.
Hot potato flavoured potato. Do you know, it's like there's something so special about a hot chip. If you could somehow get that in a crisp.
But you can't. Heat isn't a flavour.
Something happens though when you heat up the potato. It must do something to the enzymes, or somehow it changes the flavour of the chip.
Well,
how can we harness that?
Full be me to say it can't be done. Seb, is that something that you can harness at Smith Chips?
Mate, we might even be able to put some of the newspaper flavour in there for you from the hot chips, do you think?
I don't know. We definitely have a little bit of that, but somehow, how do we turn heat into a spice?
Seb, I was also thinking salad flavoured chips. Then girls might jump on.
You won't believe it.
Yeah.
We actually last week tasted a flavour that we called Caesar salad flavour.
Caesar salad flavoured chips.
And one of the girls in the office said, I can smell coldness.
So you can put temperature in a flavour.
What kind of turnaround are we looking at here?
Guys, look, we can probably, probably 2 weeks from when you tell us exactly what flavour you want, we can probably have some samples down to you there.
Now that we know this is possible, we would like, people to get involved. It's going to be the people's chip.
It will be the people's chip. 131060, give us a buzz here at the Hamish Andy Show. What flavour would you like? We've already thrown out there spaghetti bolognese, salad flavour and hot chip flavoured chips.
Oh, one more thing, Seb. What's happening with the Gobbledoc? Can we get him back?
Mate, look, the Gobbledoc was actually in an ad that we shot on Friday.
What?
He's in his boardies and his boogie board.
When did the Gobbledoc come back?
Mate, he was in our last ad. We had a last ad was set on a building site. It was a bit of a cameo.
It's a good time
Seb,
for us to release the people's chip.
Seb,
that's for
if
sure.
I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but if sales go well and we accidentally stumble across the mother of all flavours, could we meet the Gobbledoc?
Oh, look, guys, we'll see what we can do.
I feel like I've asked to meet the Wizard of Oz. I've dared peek behind the curtain.
Thanks so much for your time, Seb.
We can do.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Seb.
The people's flavour. It looks like it's going to happen. We're going to invent our own chip. Seb from Smith's Chips has said it's going to only take 2 weeks once we decide on the flavour. So let's get down to it. The people have spoken on 131060. Anthony, you are a chef.
I'm a second-year apprentice, been working for 2 years, enjoying it very much.
Great, Anthony.
Just love the show.
Thank you, Anthony. Now, hopefully we can deliver our promise here and really find a flavour that we feel that Australia is clamouring for.
Oh, look, I've got a few, I think, one or two, yeah.
What's your suggestion, Anthony?
First could be filet mignon, so a steak wrapped in bacon, sort of, or prosciutto.
Is that what
Yeah,
filet
chip.
mignon is?
Did you not know what filet mignon is?
No, I knew it was fancy,
No, it's
but
great.
it's just
It's
steak
the-
wrapped in bacon.
Well,
Just
don't-
call it as it is.
Marvellous.
Don't say just. It is a meeting of two of the world's best foods.
Amazing.
All right, Anthony.
Or
That
we could follow up with a chocolate pudding.
I do like
Chocolate
the idea
pudding
of a chocolate
chip.
pudding chip.
they both
Anthony.
go in. I mean, I feel that chocolate pudding chip also serves for the vegetarians, Sam.
Because I'm one of those people, when you're eating chips and chocolate, hey, go, I better have chip first because that's savoury, that's a meal, and I'll have chocolate as dessert. But then very occasionally I'll go, no, who says? Let's have both at once.
John, on 131060, your suggestion for a flavour and why?
The ultimate would have to be popcorn because you don't have to pick
Yes.
the corn out of your teeth anymore.
Yes.
A popcorn flavoured chip would save you picking it from your teeth. Thank you,
Yes.
John. Chantel, your flavour.
I'm thinking bacon, and did someone just say it?
Bacon and eggs.
We haven't had bacon and eggs. We've had...
Yeah, we've got bacon and egg like a breakfast chip.
Breakfast chips would be sensational. It goes
Finally,
in,
we've
Chantel.
got breakfast muesli bars. No one's thought of a breakfast chip.
That's right, guys. I think we thought of it.
Thank you, Chantel.
Yes, we
Lefty
did.
on 131060. What's your
Oh, yeah.
suggestion?
Mine's a hot dog flavour.
Hot dog flavours.
Yes.
Hot dog
That's a
with
good-
sauce?
Yeah, with either barbecue sauce, hot dog sauce.
Oh, hang on a sec. Could there be sub-flavours? Could we do the hot dog range of chips with sauce, mustard, barbecue sauce, all three, onions? Do you want cheese? It's okay. We've got 10 versions of the hot dog flavour.
It's great, Lefty. Sam, what's your suggestion?
How are you, boys?
Very
I
good,
think,
Sam.
Every bloke that goes to the pub orders a parma and chips, so if you just have the parma in the chips, you wouldn't need the chips, or you don't need the parma. One
Brilliant
of the two.
thinking. Brilliant
Such
thinking.
good thinking, Sam.
I
Are,
love
you
it,
are you a
Sam.
scientist, Sam?
Oh, I should be.
Yeah, I know.
Elisa, wrapping us up, what's your suggestion for a flavour?
Margarita pizza.
Margarita
Very
pizza.
good.
I mean, it always is finished at a party. The margarita gets taken.
Because can I just say something quickly? I mean no disrespect to Arnott's here,
Yeah.
but pizza shapes, that's not what pizza tastes like.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say this, but I think it's about time we had an accurate pizza flavour.
Accurate
Because,
representation.
I mean, you can't just go, it's pizza flavoured. What pizza? You dill? There's 15 different types. Is it Hawaiian? Is it capricciosa? Is it Mexican? You can't just say it's pizza flavoured. That's like going, it's food flavoured. Doesn't make sense. Pick the specific flavour. That's why margarita is an excellent suggestion.
Go online, hamishandy.com.au, leave a suggestion, and look, in the next couple of days, we'll lock the people's flavour in, and we'll get the extra steps here. Then we're going to discuss
Yeah.
packaging, promotion, distribution.
Oh, God, it's so hard running a chip empire.
Hey, I did have another idea of the challenge today, but I've changed that.
Is it chip-based? Are we still talking chip-based?
It's still chip-based. But you've been carrying on about the everything flavour, which I can honestly say is the worst idea I've ever heard.
The God chip.
It would be a stupid waste of time for everyone to come in and talk these beautiful flavours, these exciting flavours, like, wow, I wonder what a souvlaki chip would taste
But
like.
imagine, Andy, this is one of the only times in life where you've got the possibility, if you can't decide, you get to everything. You have your chip and eat it too.
No, it's
It's like
just,
going, oh, where are we going to go on holidays? You know, Gold Coast, up north, where do we go? Hang on a sec, everywhere. Is there such a place? No, but in Chip World, there is. Welcome to the biggest moment on radio ever. Too much?
no,
No.
the right amount. We're about to make food and broadcasting history.
Chipstry.
No.
You can say chipstry. It's chip,
You
it's
can.
chip history.
I know, but it doesn't quite work.
But it's almost enough.
Anyway, we have gone through, which is, to my count, Ham, 1,163 different emails.
I've got slightly more. Maybe a few have just come into me to go, well done, I loved the everything flavour.
No one has. No one has. Last Thursday, you and I were chatting about light and tangy. Was it a flavour first, or was it a name, and they went out to find the flavour? Person from Smith's rang and said it was a flavour
It's a
first.
flavour. There's some sort of department in the chip building where people are just going crazy with flavours every day.
And
Going,
so-
this tastes like a chair, this tastes like a cat. Like everyone's going crazy.
And
And
we-
they never see the light of day, but they have the technology.
And we said, well, what order does it have to go in? And he said, that's the brilliance of it. You can choose. And so we said, we can bring you any sort of flavour that we choose. You can make it. He said, yes.
This is like he
didn't even pause. He just went, yep.
Yep, whatever you want. So we embarked on an endeavour to create the people's chip. We want to invent a flavour for the people, by the people. As Andy said, we've had almost 1,200 emails come in since yesterday's show suggesting flavours. It has been amazing, the response here.
We've been told to drop it down to our top 5.
We do
so people can vote online.
We do need to whittle it down to our top 5. And I think, Ando...
Just going through the emails, I feel like we should do 6.
Okay, we can do 6.
Can we do 6?
Sure, I don't mind. Oh, do 50. I love all these flavours.
This is exciting.
This is basically the chip version of the Olympic announcement. The 6 candidates, and can I just say, Ando, because I think I know what you're sneaking in number 6. I think that the flavours that have been picked here, we've picked a lot of them are recurring flavours, and I think that a lot of them, like they've had sort of 20, 30, 40 different emails suggesting this.
Oh, these are These are most popular, as in the most people have written in.
And I think...
Do you want to do a few commendations to ones that came in but we can't quite go because not enough people backed them?
Fish chips, commendation.
Yeah.
Absolutely a commendation.
Johnny Depp chip.
The Johnny Depp flavoured chip.
And I noticed today Jennifer Love Hewitt chip.
Terrific. His and hers.
But
I would actually love
unfortunately, not enough people have backed it.
Also, we had a guy writing saying, surely if something can smell like Teen Spirit, perhaps it could taste like Teen Spirit. So that would involve Andy and I running around an underage disco with a giant Q-tip trying to absorb Teen Spirit.
Just swabbing.
Off the dance floor.
Just swabbing.
No one wants to eat that,
No.
but still, commendation.
Victory. The taste of victory was put forward, and sitting down Olympic gold medalists and just giving them random flavours and saying, does that taste like victory?
What, does it need more sugar? What? How does victory taste?
Unfortunately, that hasn't made it.
A lot of suggestions for burgers came in.
Yeah.
We felt that was very close to burger rings. However, on a side note, I don't think burger rings taste as much like burgers as they could. So if you're listening for the burger ring people...
Commendations.
You have a task ahead of you to make that taste more like a burger. However, Andy,
Chicken Parmigiana, too close to chicken. It's really is we're looking for a brand new burst of flavour. Sorry, Starburst, for stealing your tagline.
the top 6 flavours are, and one of these 6 will be produced into the people's chip.
We'll read one for one, Ham. Off you go.
Representing the category of fluids we love to drink, beer. It's in.
It's in.
We had so many suggestions for a beer-flavoured chip that beer has made the top 6.
Also a fluid, but needed to be accompanied by a meal, Ham. Gravy. Everyone loves chips and gravy, so that was exciting. That's been added.
Well done, gravy. This won us over. This warmed our hearts, this idea. Representing the food category of breakfast, bacon and eggs. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Bacon and eggs. So far, the top 3 are beer,
Representing
gravy, and bacon and eggs.
representing side dish
Yep.
/ dessert, maybe even in the breakfast, but healthy. Please welcome fruit salad, everybody.
Okay. We had a surprising amount of suggestions for fruit salad.
Yeah.
And I no one really specified this, but I would imagine each chip tasted like a different fruit, and together, within the bag, they were fruit salad. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a lot of various nominations that were near this. Dim sum is a very popular form of dish served at Yum Cha.
Yep.
Please welcome, in position number 5, pork dumpling.
Chips. Well done. That's great.
Can I just say, my favourite piece of dim sum.
And look, there's a lot of nervous
the
flavours now.
Sorry, the pork dumpling
Sorry.
roll with the edible, the white puffy, doughy bit around it. And,
Of course.
But of course not with the paper. I don't think the chips should have the paper on them.
No, not at all.
No one knows if you meant to eat that or not.
A lot of nervous flavours sitting by now. Just
'Cause
wondering.
really,
we're
we only
down
have-
to the last one.
We have one slot, just to go over them. We've got beer, bacon and eggs,
Yeah.
gravy, fruit salad, pork dumpling.
You
Andy,
know, Milo sitting there going, is it going to be me? Fairy Floss is like, oh, could it be me?
well, it's neither of you.
Is it
Who
crumb cutlets? Making out and rounding out the 6 possible flavours for it to be the people's flavour. It will be accompanying a nice beer chip and probably eaten after a souvlaki flavoured chip, ladies and gentlemen.
We accept both pronunciations of the food, souvlaki or kebab.
Yes. Look, everyone must go online and vote. It's hamishandandy.com.au. It is the people's flavour. There's also photos of Hamish attempting the everything flavoured drink that I prepared for him earlier. But it's the people's flavour, and we would love to find out what you want the most. If they're all there, I mean, it's a stunning lineup.
It really is a stunning lineup.
It's like this year's Logies. There wasn't a dud between them, you know?
This is the race for the people's flavour. We're so close to creating Chipstree. We're very close, and voting is still open at hamishandandy.com.au to figure out what flavour the people's chip should be.
It's going to be extraordinary.
Of the top 6 we've narrowed it down to, there's no doubt.
Do yourself a flavour and get to hamishandandy.com.au.
Play favourites.
Yes.
With whatever your favourite flavour is.
Because guess what? You could really shape food history here.
We have the top 6 flavours, Andy, for people that are just joining us in the quest to make the people's chip. The top 6 quickly are beer, gravy, bacon and eggs, fruit salad, pork dumpling / barbecue pork bun, souvlaki / kebab.
It all came about because we thought light and tangy was an interesting flavour. We wondered, was the flavour invented first or the name invented first? Fellow from Smith's Crisps set us straight on that and also said you can make what you want.
Yeah.
What is leading at the moment?
Can I shock you?
Yeah.
Gravy.
Gravy.
It's up front.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love a gravy chip. Should we give Seb a buzz and let him in
Give
the
Seb a
news then?
buzz because I want him to know we haven't actually talked to our chip guy
Exactly.
since we had the top 6.
In fact, we should really be running the top 6 past him.
Well, we want to know if he did say.
Afternoon, this is Seb.
Seb, it's Hamish and Andy. How you going?
Hey, guys.
Hey, mate, you're on the air at the moment, just so you know.
Exciting times with our chips, Seb.
So I've heard.
Now, we realised that we decided on the top 6 yesterday. We'd love to get the inside word as to what you guys, the boffins there at Smith's, feel about the people's choices.
Mate, I've had a chat to the boffins.
Yep. What are they called? Flavorists?
They are flavourists, correct? Flavour technicians.
Yep.
Excellent.
I started with the Johnny Depp flavour.
Yes.
Silence.
Yeah. If we ran you through, Seb, the people's choices so far, top 6, can you just give us the, chance of them coming together?
Go for it.
Beer flavoured.
Mate, one of the boffins reckons he's tried it overseas. Not
Really?
good. Tasted like yeast.
Really? They've tried to make a beer flavour before, have they?
They have.
So
Ooh.
what are we saying?
Tough.
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 Anything can be done, but tough.
Okay.
I do like the anything can be done.
Gravy.
Gravy.
Mate, we reckon that'd taste pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we thinking more like a mum's roast dinner kind of gravy,
Yes,
or more
that's
like
exact-
a KFC gravy?
No. Mum's roast.
Mum's roast.
Like a real traditional.
Chunky bits.
If we went down the path of gravy, we'd get several people to send in their favourite gravies.
Beautiful.
So we could give you the sample and you could somehow, I don't know, put that into the machine and then the flavour would come out the other end.
And it's as easy as that, would you believe?
Is it really?
No. No.
Bacon and eggs, Seb.
Mate, I'll tell you what, the bacon would be easy.
Yeah.
The eggs might be a little bit more difficult. Are we going for sort of a mushrooms and tomatoes and coffee as well, or just your simple bacon and eggs?
No, bacon and
It's
eggs.
not. Yeah, it's
The
not a whole
breakfast chip.
breakfast rolled together. I've been doing a bit of research lately and found out that lots of things added together aren't a great taste. So I just think it's like bacon and eggs, simple.
Mate, easy. We can have a go at that one as well.
Souvlaki.
Souvlaki, would they only taste good at 3 a.m. though?
Yeah, maybe. And,
We'd have to put some sort of time lock on it.
fair enough. Fruit salad.
Mate, fruit salad, so we're talking separate pieces, aren't we? Each individual piece tastes different.
Maybe.
I was talking to the boffins. We make about 80 bags a minute.
Wow.
So there'd have to be a lot of boffins standing around there throwing in, pineapple chips and apple chips and banana chips.
So you're saying tough.
Let's call some in. I don't care if it's their day off.
It's-
If that's what the people want, that's what we need. Okay.
It's tough, though.
And the last one, pork dumpling, the yum cha chip.
Oh, mate, I reckon that the dough might sort of mask the porky mix flavour in the middle.
Okay.
That could be tougher.
It could be tougher as well. Well, we'll get to you, back to you at the end of the day with what people want to go with. We don't really care for if it's tough or not because we know the Buffins will be able to do it. And Seb, thanks for joining us.
All right, boys, talk to you later.
Cheers,
Say
mate.
hi to the Gobbledoc for us.
Will do.
I know he's there somewhere.
And welcome to Broadcast and Food History.
Thanks for having me. And welcome, everybody. Andy, we're about to announce the people's chip, the people's flavour. we found out last week that the technology is available for us to create any flavour we want to do. We're just chatting about light and tangy. A good flavour.
Dare to dream, and this is the lesson I would say for any young ears. In cars.
Andy, once we create the people's chip, we'll be able to go on the promotional speaking, the motivational speaking circuit for sure.
But this would be my first statement, Ham.
Yep.
Just question things, you know.
I think a few other people on the motivational speaking circuit are giving that message.
No, mate. Just delve for answers, because we wondered whether light and tangy was a flavour first or a name first. And guess what's happened from it? We're about to create the people's chip.
And questioning chip flavours has led to some amazing breakthroughs in society.
Yep.
If someone hadn't looked at original flavour, which originally was called salt, and gone, what about adding vinegar? We wouldn't have the beautiful purple packeted flavour of salt and vinegar we've got today. Because people dare to question. They dared to dream.
We dared to do all those things. And, Haim, top 6.
The thing about daring is, Andy, he who dares can win.
Can win.
And winners can be grinners.
Winners can give out a
he
certain...
who dares grins, technically.
Winners can give off a certain facial expression.
They can.
That is cheery. Anyway, Haim, the 6 flavours, according to the people, to be voted upon at hamishandy.com.au would be a gravy, bacon and eggs, fruit salad, pork dumpling,
The yum cha chip.
and souvlaki. I can say, everybody, and this is quite extraordinary, over 40,000 votes.
Yeah, I said 20,000 before, but that was an old figure.
Over
Over 40,000 votes have been collected.
Is everybody ready?
Well, I think it's since it is a bit of a landmark moment, it's appropriate that much like election night, we hype it up a bit.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, after over 1,000 votes, an amazing moment in history has come.
The chips of an angel, tasting so good, makes me weep.
We've seen flavors like corn on the cob, Big Mac, chocolate pudding, chicken parmesan.
I'm hungry tonight, my chips don't lie, and I'm really tasty. My chips are delicious.
Bundaberg rum, lasagna, roast dinner, everything flavored. The taste of victory, Cocoa Pops, and hundreds more.
Very lightly fried. Chip me, baby, one more time.
The Hamish and Andy Show would like to thank everyone who has been involved.
Chip me with your rhythm chip. Chip me slowly, chip me quick.
But the votes have been tallied, and the winner is here.
Chip me with your best shot. Ow!
Attention, everybody. Get hungry and get excited. The people's chip is
on 19,049 votes. Gravy! Chip hop hooray! Oh! Hey!
You bloody betcha!
Ladies and gentlemen, you have voted for it. It is the chip elect. Gravy is officially the people's flavour.
2 weeks from today, there will be 500 packets made. We should get that increased after 19,000 votes.
I feel like we are now undersupplied.
I mean, it's the kind of thing Jesus would come back to make more of. Just to break them.
Normally, Andy, I would say that's blasphemous and a big call, but really, in the context, yes. I agree. The miracle of the gravy chips. Give him 3 potatoes. He shall produce 19,000 packets. Today is the day where we get to taste the 3 variations that will become, one of which will become the people's chip. 3 different gravy variations. Chipper dates, gravy candidates, however you want to put them. Don't go with chipper dates.
No, don't.
No good.
No, it wasn't. But that's fine.
Things like that can jump out when you're at this level of excitement.
Yeah. The excitement surrounding the people's chip has been extraordinary.
Can I just say, today is the kind of show I would love to do every day.
Now,
this is radio. This is what I go to radio for. I can do it chips for 2 hours, no sweat. Then we go to a song.
Absolutely. I'm nervous because I know what gravy means to me.
Yep.
but I'm not sure what gravy means to, other people. And I want to make sure I capture that when I'm tasting and deciding on what.
How about this?
Yeah.
131060. This is awesome. This is the best phone topic we've ever done, right? 131060.
Yeah.
What does gravy mean to you?
Yeah.
Gravy thoughts.
Because Hamish and I
Give us a call.
have
Give
to
us your
taste
gravy
three
thoughts.
types of gravy flavours, and in about, just about an hour's time. And I want to make sure that we're getting the right kind of information before we go into it.
Some people really love gravy. Like the emails we're getting at the moment, Andy, for the chip, based on the chip. One guy has written in and offered to give up sex for 2 months if he can get one of the 500 bags of chips.
Is he with a partner or?
Yeah, Mike Adams.
Does she know about that?
He said, down to business. I'm desperate for a packet of the people's chips. I'll give up sex for 2 months. My girlfriend will sign an affidavit, if you like. I think it's sufficiently worthy. Mike. So that's how good Mike is in bed, that his girlfriend's willing to go, yeah, sure, if you want a bag of chips. I'll go without for 2 months. Make it 5 months. If you get a Tarzo, take a year off.
Perhaps that's what we're going to think about.
This is what I'm talking about, though, the level of excitement around gravy. It's got nothing to do with us. It's all about gravy.
No.
We just happen to be the current, at the moment, pipe that gravy is accessible through.
Yeah.
So finally, and so many people are excited that finally gravy, really the king of condiments, is now accessible in chip format.
I am worried that there's only 500 packets being made.
Yes.
They're not going to be properly bagged. Just bear in mind they don't have use-by dates. That's because legally we can't put one on. We haven't tested them. So eat them quick if you get one.
That's the thing, though. They're going to be rushed out, and who knows? We don't know what the use-by date is. I challenge anyone to last more than 24 hours without eating the whole thing. That's how good this gravy will taste. Anyway, really, it's the first food in history that doesn't need a use-by date.
James on 131060.
What does gravy mean to you, mate?
Gravy means I would not eat vegetables without gravy on them.
You have it.
Isn't that
You have
so
it every
true?
night.
Every night.
Wow.
And we get it all imported from England.
Do you?
What brand?
We only use OXO.
Okay.
You get it mixed with everything. It's beautiful.
James,
Doesn't actually have an ox in it, does it?
Not quite.
James, I haven't tried OXO, and I would love to have had that information maybe a few days ago when we could have got that kind of OXO flavour to the Smiths people. I hope you're happy with what we decide on.
Can I ask you a question? It's really not a loaded question here.
For sure.
We're going to taste 3 gravies, 3 gravy flavours in just under an hour's time for the people's chip. Do you trust us?
I think I can trust you. You wouldn't
Thanks,
go on
James.
about gravy so much if you weren't a good judge of it.
You're spot on, James.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
I just want to know, Andy.
Yeah.
And really, and if he'd said no, I would have tried to take steps to make sure we did get someone in that people trust.
I feel like we've got the people's trust.
Because you don't muck around with this stuff.
Nah.
Not here for a laugh. This is a serious show today.
Save a laugh for after work.
Sorry
today.
to make Pants Off Friday so serious, but I'm not here to dick about. I'm here to pick the right gravy today, and so help me God, it will be chosen. We have to select the right gravy today. Otherwise this whole thing falls over like a house of chips.
We had cameras following us all day in excitement, and we thought we'd bring you together this small documentary on the panic and the hurdles. It's kind of like Ramsay's Kitchen, actually.
Pretty much. A bit better, if I did. We've taken out a lot of the swearing. But look, how are we going to taste it? Cleansing the palate, all these issues.
And the problems that came up, and this was our day today ahead of the massive taste test that's happening in 8 minutes' time.
10:20 a.m. and Hamish finds out some shocking news from Smiths. The flavouring for the tasting is in powder form and not on a chip.
Hey mate, the chips. Hey, listen, the chips aren't. They're not. There's no chips. There's just seasoning.
There's no chips?
There's a seasoning. They're not on a chip. It's just the flavour.
So we're not eating the flavour of the chip?
I know. But we need some sort of.
Holy chip.
We need some sort of chip base to eat it off, and obviously original's no good because that's too salty. That's going to give us a false reading. It's going to be gravy plus salt, and we just want regular gravy.
But what? Can't you do? Can we?
I don't know. I don't know how to get a plain chip.
Can we
And
just
it has to be a Smith's chip too. We've got to find a way of making a plain chip.
A nude chip.
We've got to go and get a bag of original chips and somehow get the salt off it and have a nude potato flavoured chip. No salt, just nude.
11:45 a.m. Hamish has bought a packet of plain chips and a toothbrush in order to prepare a nude chip.
Okay, I'm in the toilet. Yes, I'm doing it, mate. I'm scrubbing the chips.
Why are you in the toilet?
Because this is just where I set up. I've got a little bit of water here. I've got the chips. I'm just preparing the nude ones. And also, because they're a little bit damp, because you got to use a bit of water to get all the salt off. Mm-hmm. We've also got... Oh, mate, no. That's disgusting. It's just hot air. You've got to dry the chip. We can't have a wet chip. It's not going to be a proper
Let's bake them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll rebake them. And maybe
probably not too hygienic doing it in here, is it?
No. Cam's having a piss.
Sorry, Cam.
That's all right. What are you actually doing?
We're just washing these chips.
Oh, that's cool.
2:30 p.m. Andy realises the boys are faced with a problem that could jeopardise the taste test.
Alright, what are we doing? Is this a fancy restaurant?
Yeah, well, I've just realised that we've got nothing to cleanse our palate between chips.
Oh, yeah. What are they doing?
I don't know what they do.
Food
Mate.
world?
I don't know what they do, so I'm ringing a fancy restaurant, Donovan's.
Good afternoon, Donovan.
Hi, it's Hamish and Andy here. Who's speaking?
It's Vicky here.
Just we're wondering what you guys use to cleanse palate between like meals and things.
Well, probably the best thing would be something like a lemon sorbet.
Lemon sorbet.
Do you have any lemon sorbet there?
Oh, just a second, just a minute.
Thank you. It's lemon sorbet. Where do you get that from?
I wonder if we could just get a Calippo.
We could.
You know, get a Calippo from the servo?
Yeah. Might have to be.
Good afternoon, Kevin Donovan. Can I help you?
Yes.
Oh, hello. It's Hamish and Andy here. How are you going?
Very well, thank you.
We are tasting some chips, but we were wondering what you guys use to cleanse your palate.
After eating chips?
Yes.
Oh, probably a good crisp lemon gelato.
A lemon sorbet. Do you have anything down there?
We do.
Can you send some up to our station?
We sure can. What's your address?
Yes! Lemon sorbet! Woo!
3:30 p.m. The lemon sorbet has arrived and Hamish has gone to grab it from reception.
Tell me what's your flavour? What's your flavour?
Andy, I've got the sorbet.
You got the
Yeah, check it out.
What?
It's
Have you had some?
yeah, I have to. Yes. I'm not going to need it all. You only need a spoonful.
Yeah, but you don't need to cleanse your palate this far out.
Well, maybe I do. Maybe my palate is extra cleansed, and I'll be the one that's tasting them all. Cleanse your tongue. God, it was like Hell's Kitchen, wasn't it? There,
it really was.
Oh, cleanse your tongue. Ow! Few gosh and bothers in there, and it would have been exactly like Ramsay.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Well, I'm nervous, Sam.
Well, I'm excited. Welcome, Seb from Smith's Chips. How are you?
Very well, boys. Very well.
So good to have you in, Seb.
We're sitting here. We're looking at 3 plates with history on them. Really, aren't we?
We're about to make food history.
We are basically the founding fathers of the United States looking at 3 drafts of the Constitution going...
Absolutely.
Which one do we go for? Do we go for the one that we've done in, like, rhyming slang? Do we go for the proper one? Or do we go for the picture one? And they went for the proper one. And now we face the same choice.
Look, for people who may have just tuned in, maybe for the first time, welcome. But it's been a huge journey for us to make the People's Chip. It all came about because we were just talking about light and tangy, the flavour. Seb, people from your place of work in Smiths rang and said, if you want to make your own flavour, go ahead. The people rejoiced. 40,000 votes were cast. The majority was for a gravy chip. You've come to us with 3 flavours today. Can you run us through the flavours?
Absolutely, guys. So this is the first time a gravy flavour's been made in Australia. So we thought, not really sure exactly how it should taste. So we got 3.
It's exciting. Can be
We got
exciting
3.
on the edge. Okay.
I mean, we did send you a couple of samples of what we were hoping to do, but run us through what you guys have come up with at Smith's.
Okay.
Well done.
So we got, first one is, we would call it a chip shop gravy.
Yep.
So it's kind of like your chicken, a little bit of chicken salt.
Yep. While still having enough in there for the everyman.
Oh, mate, there's plenty.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
geez.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, flavour 2, it's probably more around a roast beefy style gravy.
Yeah. Now, I sent you my dad's roast beef. That has had rave reviews for over 2 decades. And you reckon you've captured Mick Lee?
Mate, we've done our best.
Mick Lee's roast
We've had a
beef.
go.
That's all we can ask
We've had a
for.
go, and that's going to be the way I describe it. It's like taking the pan with out of the roast, out of the oven, putting in the corn flour, and it just soaks up all the fatty drippings.
Gorgeous.
The roast meat, the pan juices. This is a big one.
This is a big hearty chip.
flavour.
This is a meal.
man's chip.
This is a meal of a chip.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Right.
and the final one, close to Hamish's heart.
Mate, a bit more of a home style, bit more of a created gravy, like someone's mum or nana's put in a bit of onion, bit of garlic, cracked pepper.
We're calling it the Moosey Classic Gravy. She's been cooking chickens for nigh on 80 years.
That's your grandma.
That is my grandma, and she knows what she's doing with a roast chook.
Well, mate, I hope that we've done her justice.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a gourmet flavour if we want to head in that direction. But look, Andy, I haven't even dared to smell the chips. Okay, the seasoning has been adequately put on the nude chips. We prepared the chips. One of these chips is going to be the people's chip.
That's where we're going.
Wow.
High class restaurant Donovan's has given us sorbet and some sort of alcohol to cleanse our palates. We've just got bowls of that here. Let's just eat the sorbet.
Palates
yum,
cleansed, and let's
that's good alcohol.
Let's set the tone for the first tasting.
What are we going for, Ando?
Chip shop.
Here we go. Make sure you get a good one. That's a small one. I've got, God bless the crinkle cut, hey? A lot more flavour in a crinkle cut, isn't there?
More robust structurally.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, it's good. It's really good.
Oh, my God, that's good.
Well,
that is really good.
I know.
That is really good.
I mean, you could...
Sam, can I just say I am relieved? I didn't want to say it up front, but you do worry because chicken-flavoured chips don't taste exactly like a roast chicken, but that tastes like gravy.
That does take chicken.
We're worried too, so we're happy.
That is good.
Let's
cleanse the palate. Cleanse the palate. We're cleansing the palate
with a bit more
sorbet and alcohol. Yum. Okay. I've had too much sorbet.
Brain freeze?
Brain freeze.
All right. Get together. Don't let that...
That really works, doesn't it? We're cleansed.
We are so cleansed.
This is your Dan's beef gravy
Mick Lee's
recipe.
roast beef.
Behold the chip, inches from my face. Could this be history going into my mouth? A little bit saltier, isn't it? A little bit, definitely a beef. There's definitely a beef in there. You can taste maybe an Angus.
Yeah,
could be an Angus.
That has more of a that flavour hits you in the back of the throat a bit firmer.
It's a punch in the back of the face.
That's an overpowering. That's your big E.
That's a chip that pushes you up against the wall.
It's
looks
gravy.
you in the eye and says, "Enjoy me."
I am gravy.
I am gravy.
Hear me roar.
That is very good though. That's definitely a more beef-oriented gravy there.
I mean,
cleansing.
At this stage, Ham, and I know we've got to look at them all, but
chip shop.
I feel like Mick Lee's beef is a stronger flavour, so people might enjoy it more, but it's less broad.
It is. I think it's a cult gravy.
It could be.
I think it's sort of a boutique gravy. It'll have some core passionate fans, but maybe for the broad appeal we go for the people.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Final chip. My grandma's classic
home style.
Get a good one.
This one looks like it's...
Has this got enough on it? Yep.
Oh, look at that. There's plenty on that one.
Subtler. Very subtle.
More vegetables, I think.
You can taste onions. Could be a parsnip in there. Oh, what an aftertaste.
It shocked you.
You can underestimate that chip at the start, can't you? Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's really brought it back into contention because at first I wasn't wrapped.
Yeah.
But it does have quite the aftertaste.
We build it like that, so it peaks and then it troughs and then it leaves you with an aftertaste.
Roller coaster.
It has what's known as an encore flavour.
Correct.
Okay.
This is quite extraordinary. Ham, let's collect our thoughts. Let's not rush this, but straight after this, we'll announce the people's flavour. Wow. It's the people's chip. Outstanding results for gravy came through, but 3 types of gravy. Chip shop gravy, Mick Lee's roast beef, that's my dad, and Moosey's classic homestyle gravy, which is your grandma. Let's
Here's what the difficulty we face.
What's screaming at you, mate? What is screaming at you? This is such... I've never been so nervous on this show.
Mick Lee is a big gravy taste.
It is. It's full on. It's kind of like... Have me if you want me. If you dare to have me.
It is not a pack of, you know, a flavour that sort of gently pushes you around a bit. Each chip is a punch to the face. And that's what scares me about it. But you know what, Seb? That's also why I've fallen in love with it a bit. Having said that,
Chicken shop does have a broad appeal, doesn't it?
The chicken shop, very broad appeal.
Yeah, chicken shop may well be more broadly appealing, but yeah, your Mickleys, you know it's a gravy.
The thing is,
You do know it's a gravy, don't you? I mean, do we get in this to go halfway or what?
Well,
I think the classic roast is out at this stage. It's really between the chip shop and the roast beef. It's described as just the pan, straight out of the oven, mixed up, all the flavours of
your sauces, your juices.
And you guys designed it to be a bit more kick-ass?
Absolutely.
Of course you did.
Well, I think we need a moment, Andy, and when we come back from this, we will have the answer.
In 30 seconds' time, chipstery will be made.
Got me looking so gravy right now. Your love's got me looking so gravy right now. Looking so gravy, your love's looking gravy. You got me looking so gravy in love.
After centuries of going unappreciated, the greatest condiment of all is about to be immortalized.
Give me gravy one more time.
The people of Australia have been united in their cries for gravy to be produced in chip form.
She drives me gravy. Yum, yum. Like nothing else.
Ladies and gentlemen, we stand on the crinkle-cut brink of greatness.
Gravy, you can drive my car in the passenger seat of my mouth. 'Cause gravy, I love you. Eat, yum!
40,000 votes means it's hot tonight and this chip won't lie. Of 3 brilliant gravy samples, the one to adorn the people's chip is...
Okay, I'm ready, Andy.
Yeah. I'll give you the nod to say it.
I'm going to say it. It's Mickleys roast beef. It's a big risk, and I think it's a risk worth taking.
Seb, congratulations.
This is history. Chipstery has been made. Chip, hooray.
Oh, look, thank you.
Thank you, Seb. This is really...
Now, can I just say, massive victory for us and then the people at large.
Because can we explain briefly too? We don't want people going, that's familiar, or we don't want them going, oh, it's just that's just another sort of low-level flavour. This is a punch in your tongue.
Yeah.
It pins your tongue down and it punches it till your tongue gives in and says, all right, I'll swallow you. And that's the gravy that I want.
Your tongue is laughing the whole time it's pinned down.
It's having a great time. And look, maybe there'll be a select few. It's possible that some of the consumers, some of the people might go, I can't finish a whole bag, it's too gravy flavoured. But I think that's unlikely, and if they do have that feedback...
All I'm saying is get used to it.
Maybe get used to it.
You need to adapt.
You need to adapt, because it's such a powerful gravy taste.
Yeah, it is.
And I really think for gravy lovers out there, we would have been ripping them off had we gone for a softer gravy.
Seb, one question, and I don't want to throw the big ones at you, and you might have to go back to the team at Smith's, but, I mean, 500 bags is all you've given us the run on, and 500 bags, a lot of interest.
Are they 100-gram bags?
Mate, they're 50-gram bags.
Oh, Jesus.
They're being handmade in a kitchen.
Yep.
Oh, mate, my hands are a little bit tired. I wouldn't want to promise something I can't deliver.
Okay. No, that's fine. No, 500 bags is fine for this early run.
What if there is an amazing response?
Can we go back to the drawing board?
Can you at least...
Look, I can't commit to anything today.
Dennis,
I can't commit to anything
with the gobbledog.
I can organise that for you.
We've put him on the spot. But, Seb, thank you so much. And the team at Smith's. We bloody love you.
You've made the people's chip a reality.
2 weeks from today?
Absolutely.
2 weeks.
So what are we talking? What's the date today? What are we on, the 12th, 13th?
15th, something.
What? 16th? How did that happen? It's the 16th today, so by the end of the month.
The 30th. Wow. Seb, thank you. And people, strap yourselves in. Gravy's coming at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, rejoice. The gravy has been selected. God, it is a good chip. Go to a song, because I got a hankering for some Mick Lee classic roast gravy, the people's chip.
The people's chip, everybody. It is gravy.
It's under production.
You guys said that through 40,000 votes.
And Smiths are being good here. There's nothing in this for them. It's probably costing them a bit of money to create the people's chip, but they're passionate about chips.
Yeah.
We are. Someone else that's passionate about food.
This is amazing.
Joins us on the line, responsible for setting up the restaurant 15 with Jamie Oliver in Australia. Toby Patek, how are you, mate?
How are you doing there?
We're very
Toby.
good, mate, and thank you for contacting us.
Can I just say, Toby, ecstatic, excited, couldn't believe that a celebrity chef has contacted us with regard to the people's chip.
Mate, I'm excited as well. I sort of got a text from Hamish this afternoon. I thought maybe we can do something here. I mean, it is gravy after all. So
Yeah,
it is.
to roast and all sorts of stuff, you know. So I called up the trainees in the kitchen at 15 and told them to come up with a dish. And the head chef at the restaurant got really jealous. So now the whole kitchen's in competition to come up with the best dish.
So this is exciting.
Let's get this straight.
I mean, Toby, we don't have the chips in our hand yet, but at your restaurant,
it's a very fancy restaurant.
It's a great
Beautiful
restaurant.
food.
So, and we could have the people's chip featuring in a dish.
Well, I don't know how you guys want to play this. I mean, what we can do is I can get I've said I'll give them 2 to 3 days to come up with a recipe. I can get them through to you guys, and you guys can choose which one you like if you want.
Hang on, what kind are we talking about integrating the people's chip? Like, obviously, you don't have entrees, spring rolls, people's chip, and like that.
The first question is, could you beat it? I mean, is it by itself the best thing you could ever eat? Or it would be nice to see a fusion of your delicious food and the delicious people's
Toby,
chip.
you would integrate into a dish. Can you run me through how a chip can be integrated into a dish?
Well, rice bubbles and Cocoa Pops are actually really commonly used in molecular gastronomy and all sorts of desserts these days. I don't really do it myself, but that's where I got the idea for the chip from. So, I mean, we could crush the chip and make a crust out of it to go with a roast chicken or something like that. Or we
gravy chip crust
for a roast chicken. Oh, that is.
We could do a gravy chip foam or dust or something that would be served with a dish or something like that.
Because I do know. I think that's the way to go, Toby.
I do like a foam.
A foam or a dust.
Interests me because I don't know how it works to get something so dry.
But, Toby, one thing that concerns me is I would go for a dust or something that uses the minimum amount of because it's such a powerful flavour.
Yeah.
And I really feel that we could only give you 1, maximum 2 bags because
we've only
got 500 in this first run.
We're trying to work for more.
So
Toby.
it'd probably go alongside the truffles in the kitchen as guys, these are not for mucking around. If you're going to use a chip in a dish, bloody make it count because we don't have a lot of these. I love it, Toby. Well, how about this? If the chefs there at the restaurant can come up with...
How many people at your workplace at the moment, Toby, are working on a dish?
We're talking about 9 chefs who have been cooking for more than 10 years each and about
We've got almost a century.
Chefs as well. So.
There's about nearly 20 people that are coming up with different dishes to perhaps be the people's chip. Maybe if you send through your top 5 or something.
We've got to get people to vote on them because, I mean, this will be the people's dish. This will be the people's gourmet dish. And could we put, once we decide on it, the recipe, at least for the chip part, online, like how to prepare the chip?
How do you feel about that, Toby?
Is that we betraying secrets there?
Mate, I'm willing to go as far as putting the actual dish on the menu at 15 for a week as well, I think.
That is extraordinary.
We'll get ready for a
stampede. And of course we'll give you guys the recipe and everything as well.
Oh, get ready for a rush.
Hey, mate. Clear out the back stalls. Put some more tables in there.
Don't bother putting anything else on the menu that way. Hey, Toby, do you have to ask Jamie when you will Jamie Oliver get an email from you going, "Listen, mate, we're thinking of running a bit of a special with the gravy chip." Obviously, it's a yes, but as a courtesy, I'm letting you know.
Maybe we'll keep this one between us.
Toby Patek, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be in contact the next couple of days.
Thanks so much, Toby.
Amazing stuff. And Haim.
I can't believe it. The people's chip, it's not even released yet, but it's already gone to high eating.
I'm worried.
To cuisine, high cuisine.
I'm worried.
What do you call it?
I'm worried for the people delivering this first round of 500 chips. I mean, Smiths. Do you have armoured guard?
Can the Gobbledoc wear a crash helmet?
Because tell you what...
Can he wear riot gear? Do you make it? Do they make dwarf riot gear?
I don't know, but he needs it because there is a hell of a lot of interest in the first 500 bags.
There is a chip load of demand here.
I don't think we're going to get one.
We might not get a bag, and I don't want a bag. I would want someone else to get a bag before us, Andy. We got to sample, we got to taste test it. Yeah. That's enough. Don't be greedy.
No.
For God's sake. It's the people's food. Quick chip update, if we could.
Look, for those who may have just tuned in, sorry for going over old ground for traditional listeners, but
Like traditional listeners.
Yes.
Those of you that aren't trying to listen in a new crazy way, just the traditional switch on and open your ears. Thank you.
You have created a chip. You own a chip. Well done. Congratulations.
And we're so close to the rollout of the gravy chip. It's been a wild ride. It's been a journey, and it's certainly got bigger than ever you or I could ever have dreamed of, Andy. And it's because of the support, the overwhelming support of people, the listeners of this show, Andy, that's blown us away with the support for the gravy chip. And
Smith's called in, and and there's been the occasional email saying, "Hey, Smiths are cashing in on the people's chip," and to that I say, maybe, but also
they're also facilitating.
They also came to us when we were chipless, flavourless, factoryless.
They have provided the 3 critical ingredients you need for a chip.
So
chip, flavour, bag.
Yeah, so that's why I say, Smiths, thank you.
Yeah.
But
specifically the gobbledock, because I do sense your cute little furry hand behind this whole thing.
But this is why I say, Smith, no thanks a little bit, because they're doing only a 500 bag run for us, and there has been a lot of hate mail. There's been a lot of fury. In fact, people are really resorting to all sorts of things to try and get their hand on the people's chip, which will be out. Is it Friday week? Is it?
I think we're aiming for next Friday.
Wow. This email came in. It's from Eleanor Ham. Last week, I heard the devastating news that my best friend Joel is moving interstate.
Oh no.
Before I begin to tear up, I'll tell a little thing about the boy. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, and he's got an intense passion for gravy.
Does he?
Obviously the people's flavour. Joel's other love in life is potato.
Uh-oh.
Sure, he enjoys mashed, baked, roasted varieties, but his favourite way to eat the humble spud is in the form of a chip.
I'm seeing a correlation.
I believe the people's chip is the most fitting going-away present. Some people like jewellery, a sentimental card, but not my boy Joel. He'd really appreciate a bag of chips.
Wow. See, that's special.
Yeah.
I don't know why she was typing during the pauses. That's just me being pedantic.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing that's coming in, Ham, which worries me.
And how's this?
Yeah.
This is from a brave young Aussie called Trent Sullivan.
Yeah.
He's back in the... You don't need to do the typing.
All right.
Well, I'm just paraphrasing. It's a pretty long email.
Okay, cool.
He's back in the country.
Yeah.
He's having a year off. And he says he's falling into a hole of boredom. And he thinks the people's chip is what will bring him out of it. He says, imagine, just another dismal day. Then via an airdrop from the Air Force. Okay? Correct. Spot on, Trent. The Air Force would get behind the people's chip.
Yeah.
This is a matter of national importance. The people's chip floats, nay descends from the sky. Floats and descends would be the same thing, but that's okay. Into my hands, and then the moment comes where I taste the chip. The people's chip. I cry. So that's a pretty emotional email from me. He paints a pretty accurate picture of a lone Aussie standing in a field in the country. He says, bring the people's chip to the people who really need it. Farmers.
Forget Operation Dumbo Drop, potato drop, gravy drop.
Absolutely. And then he says, P.S., I know what you're thinking. How does he know about the people's chip living in the country? I podcast. Then he says, P.P.S., surely that kind of dedication deserves a packet.
Wow.
Well, he's onto it. He knows the way to our hearts.
Yes,
the iTunes ranking.
Guys, we're working on it. This one came in, Ham, on we're in touch with the youth. We're blogging now at hamishandy.com.au.
We certainly are.
A fellow called Travis blogged yesterday. He was so passionate about the fact that there's only 500 bags of chips being made. He felt like he could miss out. He even wrote a song. The song was to the tune of Build Me Up Buttercup. We have gone away and performed the song. We've built it. This is what Travis, we hope we've...
Even though it's sort of an angry song,
Yeah.
we feel like we would be denying the people a voice if we weren't able to vent some of the anger in music form on the show.
So hopefully, Travis, this is how you saw it.
This is words by Travis and performance by Hamish Andy.
Why do you build me up? Build me up. Gravy chip, baby, just to let me down. There's not enough to go round. And then worst of all, you mock me with the flavor that I'll never taste. Now my mouth's gone to waste. I need you. I need you. 'Cause I'm crazy for gravy. I won't eat another Pringle. 'Cause you build me up. Build me up. Gravy chip, you make me tingle. Like a rash.
No, not like a rash. Yeah, Hamish did add that last bit.
I put that last bit in, but apart from that, that was written by a listener.
That was by Travis on the blog yesterday.
I feel that he's venting his frustration. And look, we're frustrated too, Trav, but Smiths have done... We can't just keep asking for free trips, for free chips.
Yeah.
I've asked for a free trip. They wouldn't even give me one. I mean, we know what it's like as a radio
500
station.
bags. We will discuss how we're going to distribute them, and we are working on it.
We're going to maybe, I don't know, we're going to form some sort of network to make sure that the People's Chip at least gets spread wide, even though there may be more demand than supply.
And for those people who thought we were going to send some to New Zealand because we've had a few emails, that is not the case.
That rumour has been quashed.
You guys have developed a chip. Well done. Congratulations.
The People's Chip, as we speak, right now, the Oompa Loompas, or their equivalent, at the chip factory are crinkled carving by hand.
Yeah.
A very small chisel. The chips, they're frying them, they're preparing them to be assaulted with the seasoning that is gravy, the gravy that we've chosen. The People's Chip, the gravy chip, is within a week, I think, of being developed and distributed to the people.
Such is the hype that, yes, there's been anger with only a 500-bag press to start with. We are onto that, people.
We say again, we're trying to convince Smiths. Come on.
Yeah.
We'll supply the potatoes. Yeah. We've even offered that.
Yeah.
Said, listen, what is it? Money?
Yeah.
We'll bring in a bag of potatoes because there are people that need this chip.
Toby Paddock of Jamie's Kitchen, he runs Oliver's restaurant over here, 15, and look, he's excited about it, Ham, and he said, look, we would like to put the People's Chip in a dish at his restaurant. He joins us on the line now, and boy, are we excited to chat to him.
Toby
Paddock,
get him up quickly.
Thanks very much for joining us.
How you doing?
We're so good, mate.
So pumped.
Now, yesterday you had your kitchen there with almost 100 years of cooking experience between them. The kitchen,
even more.
Maybe even more. Over a century of experience, and it all came down to this moment. Yesterday you gave us 4 options for a dish that would be included at 15 at the restaurant. Slow braised beef cheek with a gravy chip and thyme Yorkshire pudding.
Beautiful.
Organic veal cutlets with thyme and gravy chip crumbs served with braised Italian greens.
Yeah.
Roasted free-range organic chicken with a gravy chip, caramelised onion, chicken liver, and rosemary stuffing.
Wow.
Gorgeous. And arancini, fried risotto balls, crumbed in gravy chips with oozy mozzarella.
How's the anticipation been down at the restaurant, Toby?
Everyone's a little excited, a little bit nervous, about the getting to deal with the gravy chip itself. We're just actually trying to get our hands on some to cook this dish, I mean...
Well, it's not developed yet. I mean, thank you as well, because the chip is not actually... I don't think it'll be made until next Thursday, but it might be that... Is this the first time an ingredient has ever been the focal point of a dish before it's been developed?
It probably is one of the first times, I think.
Yeah. Well, mate, listen, let's talk turkey for a second, and by turkey I mean business. How many of the chips do you need?
Well, I mean, that depends on how long we want to run the dish for. I think, if we could only get our hands on sort of a few packs, we could probably only really run the dish for
let's start with your best case scenario. How many do you think you'll need?
Well, it depends on the dish.
If we can get it depends on the dish. If we do this chicken dish, I mean, we can make it as scarce or, as much stuffing as we want with it, really. But if we sort of, if you can give us 5 packs, we can run it for a lunch.
Run it for just
if you give us about 40 packs, we can probably do it for a week.
You're dreaming, Paddock. 40 packs. 40 out of 500.
Let's not ruin the excitement, Ham. Let's just tackle this, because we don't even know what the dish is yet.
Right? Well, here's the exciting moment.
Yeah, and look, Toby, we want to go into that a bit further with you after this, but everybody, you voted at hamishandy.com.au for what dish, what tasty cuisine you'd like to see the People's Chip in, and... Toby,
we've had over 10,000 votes.
My God.
Let's get prepared.
Here we go.
Let's get our freedom to be able to work.
I feel like every time we make a chip announcement, we have to have a very big build-up, so this is no exception.
It began a few weeks ago. One small chip for man, one giant leap for food in general.
It's a crinkle cut phenomenon. Makes your taste buds want to get it on. We want a recipe.
Now, even before its birth, the People's Chip has been earmarked for special treatment at one of Australia's greatest restaurants.
A recipe, give us the freaking recipe. I want to make the People's Chip into a dish
With its bold, crinkled-cut edges and perfectly created fried chip structure, the People's Chip has all the skills needed to be included in the finest of cuisines.
Thanks to the chefs who thought of the recipe, they know exactly what the people need. The menu did look a bit empty, and it feels so right to include gravy.
But above all, it is the knockout gravy seasoning which is set to redefine the very notion of flavor.
What recipe will be chosen today? Who is worthy of the People's Chip? When will we have our say?
Behold, Australia, behold. The recipe deemed worthy of including the People's Chip at Jamie Oliver's Restaurant 15 is...
You ready, Toby?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm a bit nervous.
It's a very quick build-up there, but I think worth it.
On
an astonishing 87%.
8,657 votes.
It's the roasted free-range organic chicken with a gravy chip, caramelised onion, chicken and a stuffing. It was your own recipe, Toby. The people have spoken. The people have backed it.
Now, Toby, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I feel quite flattered, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you should.
You should.
Yeah,
that's correct. That's the right feeling.
And Toby, how many packets of chips do you need? Let's discuss this now. How many packets of chips do you require for, say, a week's worth of the free-range organic chicken with a chip stuffing?
I reckon we're still looking at about at least 20 to 30 packs.
You are dreaming, buddy. You are dreaming.
Okay,
this is blasphemy, mate. Listen, you are talking about figures approaching almost 10% of the total run. We've only got 500. Listen, Toby, I've got an idea though. Okay?
Yeah, tell me.
Because obviously the chip dish will be in high demand, and you know it's a beautiful eatery there that you've got.
There's been inquiries at the restaurant about it already.
Hey, Toby,
make it $200.
You'll get one packet. So yeah, make it $200.
What are we talking a really expensive dish there? Do you think?
Well, I'm just saying,
it's
with
rare,
high demand, sometimes comes a high price, and with rarity, like a truffle or something, don't they sell for like $10,000 a truffle?
Some truffles, yeah, for sure.
All right, here's my suggestion then. Maybe that was knee-jerk, and $200 a dish is an overreaction. But here's the thing. If we only can get to, say, 1 or 2 bags, how about this?
Yeah.
Make the dish $250.
Yeah.
Okay? But we'll give you 3 questions about because I don't want to make this too exclusive because I want people to be able to go to 15 and eat this
for sure.
dish, all right? Make it $250 if people aren't listening to the radio show, right, and don't have any association with the People's Chip. We'll give you 3 questions, though, about the radio show. If people can answer those correctly, give them the dish at cost.
Fantastic,
so
like
$15.
Well, they're normally more than that at the restaurant.
Like cost price. I mean, cut out the profit. You don't get paid. I want people to get this wholesale.
Yeah, okay.
So on one hand, it's $250, but if they listen to the show...
You can choose to go for the $250 and you don't have to listen to our show.
Never heard of the show, but I want that chip.
I would suggest that. Or you get it at the cheap price and basically you just have to remember 3 things about our show.
Sounds good to me, guys.
Pleasure.
So when are we going to get these chips? You know, we're talking about making a prototype chip until we actually get our hands on the real thing.
Oh, you'd be crazy to try. You'd be crazy to try, but that is magic you cannot mess with. This is like Jurassic Park.
We'll chat to you off air, Toby, about how to get you your chips. Anticipation for this moment has been huge over the whole day for us over the last 45 minutes of the show.
This is enormous. I don't think I've ever felt like this in my entire life.
The People's Chip, if you've just tuned in maybe for the first time, you did design a chip. You own a chip. It's the People's Chip. It is gravy flavoured. We're going to send 100 bags to all states.
Each capital city.
We're going to work out how to distribute them, but Seb from Smith's...
He's been our man inside the chip factory, helping us shape the People's Chip.
Gave us a word today and said, good news and bad news. There has been a complication. We want to call him right now
I'm not keen on complications.
I know.
I woke up this morning and made a list of things I did not want to happen with the chip, and at the top of the list, with a capital C, was complications. Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
This
Afternoon, this is Seb.
Seb, it's Hamish and Andy. How you going?
G'day, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good, Seb. You are on the air at the moment, just so you know, Seb.
Can I be honest with you? The news of a complication has me absolutely chipping myself.
You've told us there's good news, that perhaps that we'll have a delivery date on the first 500-bag run. Is that true?
The delivery date is this Friday.
Oh, that's
People
exciting.
chip. That's good, Seb, because I thought that's what the complication would be.
I can tell you that the People's Chip's been made.
We've
great. Put it on trucks around the country.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys know, but you can't actually fly chips.
Why can't you fly chips? Because they burst.
They burst.
We were worried about the complication. You mentioned this morning there's a complication, and we were so on edge that we could only, put our worry and concern into a song.
Is it the chip? Please let us know. If something's wrong, then just say yo. Is it the chip? The people need to know. If it's the gravy, baby, then just say so.
So I guess what we're asking, Seb, is it chip related?
Is it the gravy, baby?
Mate, there is a small problem with the chip.
Did not want to hear this.
What is it, Seb?
Let me talk you through it.
Okay.
So when we do this stuff, right, it takes a long time to sort of plan and everything.
Yeah.
Because it was all because we've done it at such a quick pace, we ran out of flavour.
What do you mean?
Mate, we didn't make enough flavour.
So
hang on. So you know what you're doing, though. You make chips all the time. Is there too much flavour on the chips you've made? Is there too much gravy?
There's certainly a lot of flavour on the chips that we made, but we were using ingredients we don't normally use because we don't make a gravy chip.
Yeah.
And we've come up a bit short.
How short?
So we wanted 500 bags. People are angry with us that we're only going for 500 bags. How many bags short are we?
5.
5?
We're 5 bags short.
One of the boffins called me. He's all panicked. He's out of breath. He's like, I've got some bad news, and my heart went into my mouth. We're 5 short.
Seb, we laugh, but this is... We've fallen short by 1%, and that, when you're speaking of such a short run, that is a kick in the pants. Maybe the only way to convey our disappointment is, again, through song.
It's the chip and we're frowning thoroughly. A gravy blast full of pain and despair. It's the chip and we're frowning thoroughly.
As you can hear, Hamish is pretty emotional at the back end of that song in anticipation.
Seb, pretend you're looking me in the eyes and tell me honestly, you didn't just have a 5-chip party once you've made them, did you?
5-packet party.
5-bag party?
I'll tell you, I was just talking to my CEO 10 minutes ago, and he hasn't tried them.
Wow.
I'm the only person at Smith's who's actually tried them.
Seb, I smell a mole in the organisation, and you're the only person I can trust there. I want you to search those factory workers head to toe.
Go through stools if you have to.
God help me, I will go straight to the gobbledock on this one.
My head, no, don't guard my head, please.
But we have
Seb,
495 bags.
Correct.
Well, Seb, that is good news. Look, I know people are angry with us for a 500-bag run. Now it's 495. We'll wait and just gauge what people are thinking.
So that's 99 bags to each state capital by Friday, you say?
Correct.
Seb, thanks very much.
No problem, guys.
G-Day is Friday. The gravy chips, your gravy chip, the people chip, is going to be distributed. We don't know how to get it out to the masses, Ham.
Well,
we want to make it fair.
The thing with mass distribution is you need a lot of outlets, and distribution is maybe, I'm scared where the whole beast could fall over. So what we believe we need is 5 chief chip distributors in each state.
There's only 500 bags.
Sorry, across the country, 1 in each state.
There's only 500 bags that have been made. I originally, when we thought of this, envisaged some kind of virgin megastore, like a gravy megastore, and it's just full of chips.
Just gravy-related stuff. Brown hats, brown bath mats. Oh, it's a giant puddle of gravy, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
No, don't. It's just a themed bath mat.
But unfortunately, there's 500 bags. We wouldn't be able to have a megastore just for 500 bags.
I know.
Or 100 per state.
So here's what's happening. I mean, there'll be 1 distributor per state. For people podcasting in Tasmania, I'm sorry, this is a mainland delicacy. Feel free to catch one of those big boats across.
But how
you get Cradle Mountain, we get technology in the chip.
Okay. All right. On 131060, what are you a business that really feels that you have the capacity to distribute the people's chip?
And can we make this very clear? You'll be the distributor. There is a huge degree of responsibility if you're going to distribute the people's chip. This is not we're giving you 99 bags for free.
No.
All right? We will be monitoring the theft levels.
Yeah.
And really hoping that they remain at zero.
Irina on 131060, how are you?
Good, thanks, guys.
Now, you're very well. Whereabouts are you calling from?
I'm in Victoria.
Okay. And what's your shop? What's your distribution centre?
Well, we're actually a tennis pro shop, but we have a cafe inside.
Lovely.
So, I'm thinking maybe we can sell it through the cafe.
How about parking? Is there enough parking around? Because, to be honest, people will be flocking down.
Because, Irina, expect a riot, okay?
Is there...
Yeah, well, look, the parking's not great, and I might have a word with the council maybe and, send them off to a dummy address or something with this, so we can double park out the front.
Hey, Irina,
we don't want to trick people.
But maybe, But sometimes I've seen councils put up different signage on special days, special events. I mean, that could be something that we'd look into. Irina,
maybe, that'd be a good idea.
What about, Irina, can we trust you?
Do you think you'll... are you?
Because, Irina, people will be offering you, we've had an offer of $1,000 for the chip here.
You're kidding me.
But
no, look, I can't afford that, but...
So...
But no, I'll be monitoring it closely. I am the Mrs. Mangles of Lygon Street, so...
So it's not just for sort of friends and family. You know this is for the people, yeah?
It is. It's the people's chip.
What time would you open on Friday?
We open at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's good time.
Because you'll get some campouts.
You might get some campouts.
You're going to get campers, Irina.
Hold the line for us. She might be our person for Victoria. Frank is here. Frank, tell us, mate, on 131060, what chip are you? What shop are you? Sorry,
We're the chips and gravy specialists. We specialise in chips and gravy.
Are you a takeaway shop of sorts?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
See, are you worried though, because you do chips and gravy from your takeaway store, that you are cannibalising your own market here? People are going to come in and not be bothered with your stuff.
Frank, no offence to your product, but once people taste this chip, it's sort of like, putting a Ferrari dealer, have a free go on a Ferrari, and then, can I interest you in this mid-sized compact car? But thank you, Frank. What state are you in, Frank?
ACT.
Okay.
Right. Hey, I'm worried for Frank, Ham. Because I can't trust him. Because I don't think he'd be pushing...
Jeez, that was a pretty short interview then.
I know, but he'll be pushing his own chips and gravy and not our gravy chip.
Alarm bells here.
Tracy, where are you calling from, Tracy?
Queensland.
Great.
Good on you.
What's your small business?
A childcare centre.
Childcare centre, see, that's good.
Sticky little hands.
And I'm right next to a gym and a massive school and a lawn bowls.
Do you think we'll be able to get pinch some parking off the lawn bowls people or the school?
Oh, definitely.
What? Hey, Tracy, do we have a good with a childcare centre? Do we have some good shop frontage? Is there a window that we could paint a big sign saying gravy chip available Friday or something?
We've got a massive bus stop right outside our childcare centre.
Wow, people would see that, Ham.
People, good access to public transport.
Yeah. And
you're shortlisted.
And what suburb are we close to the city there in Queensland?
Alcester,
yeah, that's good. That's all right. That's fairly central. Thanks, Trace.
Thank you, Trace. Dave, got time for one more. What's your business, Dave?
Mine's a fishing tackle business.
Yep.
Very good.
And my suggestion is basically when the customers come in, they're all hanging off the end of a fishing line off the fishing rod.
Oh, Dave. See, that's what we want, and we want to help the business too.
It is about presentation, Dave, and suddenly, you're away.
Dave, are you ready for a riot?
I am ready for a riot, mate.
Because if you've got 99 bags, minus one for you as commission, that's 98 bags. It could just be pandemonium on Friday.
It could be, but if it gets out of control, I mean, we've always got the sinkers in the shop, haven't we?
Hey, you do. You can just knock back a few people there. Hey, thank you very much, Dave. Ian, you've got a small business that you feel that you could distribute the chip from?
I do, yeah. It's not a food-related or anything related to the chip.
That's fine, Ian. We're really just looking for honest people who understand the importance of the chip, who will be happy to facilitate the distribution.
Well, my biggest worry is people taking for granted how wonderful this chip is.
Yep.
I've got a business up here in Newcastle. I'd love to set up in Nobby's car park where the Pasha Bulka ran aground.
Yes.
For those who who are from Sydney who are really, really interested in this chip will have to drive.
So we really
The
do.
Nobby's
So
car
you
park.
think, because we're sending 99 bags, it was meant to be 100, but there was a hitch if you missed that, 99 bags to each state capital. So Sydney, obviously, will have its allocation of 99 bags. You suggest putting it in Newcastle
to cut the wheat from the chaff and just get them to come up. It's a big call, Ian.
So
it's big, but worth it.
It's the equivalent of, if we had them in supermarkets, putting them on a 10-metre high shelf.
Exactly. Perfect, yeah.
How bad do you want gravy?
And Ian, you don't even have a business shop.
I do. Well, I have 2 work vans. It's Ian McRae floor sanding, and I have 2 work vans. I'd set them up. I'd have a marquee set up. It'd be perfect.
It's good. It's
I
good,
like
Ian.
it.
Ian, I thank you very much. Hang on,
Okay.
we'll get your ideas for your idea down for the registration.
I mean, Andy, we're not looking for an entrepreneur here with a huge shop. People like Ian, he's got a small empire. He's got a floor sanding empire. He's got 2 vans.
I feel people in Sydney,
Vans are good for the stealing, though.
but yeah, people of Sydney will be very pissed off.
Well, it could be
that they
right
have to drive to
outside the
Newcastle
studio.
to get it.
It's just difficult,
Yeah.
though, mate. We're dealing with a very rare entity here. Peter.
What small business, mate?
We have a vending machine business in Sydney.
So you're back in the city now. We're back in the city.
Now, Peter, a vending machine is a great idea. So you feel that you could you have a whole vending machine just dedicated to gravy chips?
Yeah, what we can do is we can just empty out a machine
Yep.
and fill it with the people's chip
Yep.
and have everyone line up at 8 o'clock on Friday.
Yep.
And just absolutely hammer it.
What?
That's actually what I'm worried about, Peter, though. Not in the figurative sense, but people actually bringing hammers and cleaning
No.
the machine out.
Hey, Peter, where's your best placed vending machine? Could we put it anywhere? Could we put one outside the Opera House?
We've got lots of machines out there. I'm pretty sure we can organise one to on site on Friday.
Imagine that. Imagine at the Domain Ham in Sydney.
I know this might upset people that perhaps were hoping to see the Pope, but imagine if we set up Chip versus Pope.
Yeah.
Who will get more? They're predicting 200,000 for the Pope.
Oh, I'm predicting 350
for the Chip.
1,000, that is.
Could we trump the Pope?
Peter, thank you. Sally, you are at a legal firm.
I am. I have the perfect location, guys. This is the best.
Okay.
I work for a legal firm in Berry, New South Wales, which is a very nice place to go.
Oh, good. Bloody bad it is.
Yeah, look, and basically it's me and my boss. I am a justice of the peace. You can trust me. I'm a paralegal. My boss is a solicitor and notary public.
Yeah, she wouldn't risk it.
I also have a small office with a big long staircase, which is perfect for up and down traffic. We have a car park directly out the front.
Sally, can I just say, that is the best sell for a staircase I've ever heard. Perfect.
Okay, we have a lot of complaints, but this is a good part.
Perfect for up and down traffic. So you don't have one of those annoying one-way staircases that you can't go down.
No.
Sally, I love it. Hold on the line, because we will want her to get the registration details properly. Sounds like parking's there. Time for one more. Shane, what's your suggestion?
Mate, we're going to take the chips to the people. We've got 3 immaculate restored London cabs, so we're going to bring the chips all the way. Wherever you guys want them in Sydney, they're going to be available.
Some black cabs.
Black cabs, genuine London cabs.
Could we paint them brown to distribute the gravy chip?
We could possibly do that.
Oh, that is huge.
That's a sweetener.
Or
in gravy terms, you've made it a bit saltier. we like that.
We can even put you guys in the back of them to help with distribution.
Oh,
if you
this
like.
is big, Shane. We get to ride in a London cab too. This is good.
Hey, Shane, hang on there, because...
Hold the line there, Shane. Look, Sally from the legal firm again with the 2-way staircase has got one more idea. Sally.
Hi, look, I forgot to tell you, my boyfriend has happily said he will dress as Gobbledoff on our front veranda. We'll hang a banner. It's all happening, guys.
The Gobbledoff.
Sally, how big's your boyfriend?
Look, he's a short guy, so he'll look really cute in a Gobbledoff.
That's
this is so good. Thank you, Sally.
And you can keep the outfit for a steamy night at home, Sal.
Boom, 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 boom.
You're listening to Blast from the Past.
Boom, boom, boom,
Blast from the Past.
Ham blast from the past. A random phone number goes into the system. It's my job today to convince them that we're old school pals, plus a challenge.
From me, Andy, obviously the challenge has to be around the chip.
Yes.
I mean, for God's sake, we're 2 days away from unleashing the people's chip upon the people.
And we're probably like 5-6 minutes away from telling you where you can get them.
So it's a huge day.
Yeah.
It's a huge week for the chip.
What's my chip-related challenge?
I'm going to call this person, whoever it may be. Tell them, look, it's me. You remember me from back at school. I, work for a chip company, or I have chips. Yeah. I've got gravy chips. Yeah. And then sell them a box. Now, this is an easy challenge.
It's easy.
However, you've only got a box to sell them, say like 24 in a box or whatever.
Carton.
Say a carton. Yeah. And I am going to write down on a piece of paper here the amount for which you have to sell the chips. Because, look, to be honest, it's a gravy chip. So I think no matter what number I write down, you should be able to get the sale. Because it's gravy chips, right?
Okay. What's the price?
There you go. This is how they do it in the movies.
Yeah,
this is fun. There you go. There's your number. That's not high.
That is high.
It's for chips. It's for gravy. If it was for plain chips, it would be silly. It would be actually a little bit absurd. But
okay.
For gravy chips, this should be a walk in the park.
Okay, I'll see. I've got a bit of a plan as well to try and really avoid any hard questions here. It's about really trying to get them to remember a moment we've had in the past.
Well, once you've established that you're old mates, you're going to sell them the chips.
For this price.
That's a fair price.
All right. 120.
Okay, 856.
Cackling Jack, filling in for giggling Ben on our buttons. Will put in the first four digits and let's go.
Do we have connection?
Yeah.
We do. Oh, no. They hate those ringtones.
Hello?
That was a lovely ring thing you've got there, mate.
Hey.
Who's speaking, sorry?
Glenn.
Glenn, yeah, it's William from school days, mate. You've got a bit trendy in recent times. How'd you get that going? When it's ringing, it plays guitar or something?
Yeah, who's this again, sorry?
It's William, mate. Willie. Remember me from school? In fact, this will jog your memory. Ding dong dell, Willie's in the well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you used to say it to me.
What school are you from?
Back when that morning when I walked in and I was drenched, top to bottom, there was that massive storm that I got caught in. And we're in the classroom and you've gone, ding dong dell, Willie's in the well, as if I'd fallen into a well. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You still got a quick wit on you?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm in Toowoomba at the moment.
You moved, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone told me. I think it was, do you remember James from school? I think he told me. He told me that it was Toowoomba, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that where you are now?
Yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. He told me you were moving there, and so I caught up with him. I've just been ringing around, Glenn, all the guys from school, and I saw your name, and it just reminded me of Ding Dong Dell, Willie's in the well.
Yeah.
Can you give me one? Can you give me one Ding Dong Dell, Willie's in the well, just for old time's sake?
Hey, Ding Dong Dell, Willie's in the well.
Yes, he's still got it. He has still got it. Glenn, you are one funny bastard. You guess what I'm doing myself?
No, I don't know, mate.
I make chips.
Chips?
Yeah. We've got a new flavour coming out, actually.
Yeah.
Called gravy. And what we're thinking is we're going to... I'm just basically going through all my mates and just sending them a sample pack just to see if they want one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you want a carton of chips?
Oh, yeah, that'd be sweet, yeah.
So I can lock you in for a carton?
Yeah.
Beautiful, mate. So Glenn down for a carton. You'll love these chips, mate. They are great.
Roast beef gravy, or what sort of gravy?
Yeah, a roast beef kind of gravy.
Yeah,
I reckon people will be into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll send you a carton, Glenn.
Yeah.
And so shall I just get your credit card details? It's $120, so that's great, though. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no, I don't have a credit card in that, mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe cash. You can send me a cheque?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I've already put you in the system here, Glenn. That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. No, I didn't know. You should have told me it was going to cost money first, mate.
I should have told you it was going to cost money first. Sorry, mate. Didn't think I was... Thought it was,
Yeah.
So, prefer not to go with the chip?
I'll wait till I see them on the shelf and I'll throw them out then.
Well, tell you what, mate. I'll let you off the hook if you give me one more ding-dong-dell.
Ding-dong-dell, Willie's in the well.
It still cracks me up. Glenn, it still cracks me up. Well, mate, it's great to speak to you anyway, and look out for them on the shelves, eh?
Yeah, no worries, Willie.
Ding-dong, ding-dong.
Yeah, ding-dong-well. Willie's in the well. Catch you later, mate.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He was never going to pay $120.
Two things. Yes, he is a funny bastard. And he's still got that rapid-fire wit that we loved him for back in the day, and it has aged over time like a fine wine. And number two, what a goose. He's just given up the chance
to
have a carton of gravy chips for $120. If someone calls you in 1985 and says, I've got these shares in a company called Microsoft, you buy.
This is exciting.
We're whispering, or at least talking in subdued tones, because you don't go screaming when it's a moment in history. You ruin it. You wait, baby Jesus. I mean, that was just one moment in history, but generally, as a rule, you don't go screaming at moments in history.
We're about to tell you where you can get the People's Chip. So many registrations at hamishandy.com.au. We've been through them all.
Do you know what worries me? We know we only have 495 bags, and look,
that's 99 per state.
That's just fact. Okay, we've been trying to sort that out, but these are the facts. I mean, we got these bags made for free, so I guess we have to be grateful. We've got 99 per mainland state, 495 in total. We've had almost 500 registrations from people who would like to be the distributor. It is certainly an indicator that that supply might not meet demand when you have more stores than actual units. It is a slight worry. I mean, this is like McDonald's going, worldwide we have 10 cheeseburgers. But who wants them?
It's not our problem, though, Ham, and it's going to be something that the people that are distributing the People's Chip will have to deal with. There'll be high demand.
If you didn't hear the show yesterday, as we get closer to Friday, which is the day where the People's Chip gravy, the flavour that you voted for, will become available and become a reality for the country. We needed people that have a business, good, honest people, to step forward saying, yes, my business can distribute the chip. I'll set it up at my store. I'll look after the people. If they want to come and camp out, we'll have security. We'll make sure the people are looked after. We do not want to riot. We don't want to rabble on our hands, and we don't want people turning up and finding that all the chips have been stolen by someone that's duped us.
Let's start with Queensland.
Move over, big pineapple and big banana. There's something bigger and tastier coming to Queensland. It's the People's Chip, and it's being distributed by
Mr. Ellis's Kebab Shop!
Oh!
Do we have him on the line?
We certainly do. Blake Ellis, your kebab shop has been chosen to distribute the People's Chip. How do you feel?
Holy crap, that is like the best news ever. Holy shit.
Now, mate.
Keep it together, Blake. You are the Queensland chip distributor.
What time does your kebab shop open on Friday?
Mate, on a Friday, we normally open at 10:30, but I'm going to be open at 7.
7, wow.
Fantastic.
And that's what we need. Now, for parking, what can we say? Parking and people, say if people are camping out, is there space?
Mate, next door to my shop, there is a massive, big open space. It would probably fit about 4 or 5 houses on it.
Like a vacant block?
Yeah, it's huge.
Good.
It's a massive vacant block.
So we're at the Paris end of town?
Yeah, so people...
we're right away from the main town itself. Like, we're probably about a kilometre from the main street, which is good.
This is good. Okay, well, that's great.
So whereabouts, can you give us the street address of your kebab shop, Blake?
Yeah, mate. It's shop C95 Prince Edward Parade in Scarborough.
Great.
It's about a kilometre up from the Redcliffe Police Station on the left-hand side.
I think that's close enough to the city. I feel like it's a great one. And people are ringing you already, Blake. Trying to get a chip. And do not fold. Do not fold, Blake. If they're going, hey, I'll give you $1,000, we trust you.
You've got to stay strong, Blake. Thank you. We've got to move on, Ando, to our next state. This is exciting. Announcing who will distribute the People's Chip in Victoria.
It's been well documented that the People's Chip is a mainland delicacy, despite a growing hunger in Tasmania for gravy. Well, man the ports and watch the beaches for a possible invasion, Victoria, as we declare your gravy chip distributor to be
Cat Attack, the hockey store. James.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we thought you'd be excited.
James, the first question we have to ask is, why is your hockey store called Cat Attack?
A hockey store called Cat Attack. Well, doesn't it sound like a perfect name for a hockey store?
It sounds like you're doing cruel things to cats with hockey sticks.
Well, we might be. No, it's a family surname's Catanese, so we followed that on, and
James
mate came up with that over a night of beers.
Hey, James, we're talking field hockey here.
We are talking field hockey, yeah.
And do you have like a tagline that you could perhaps paint on your front window for the fact that you are distributing the People's Chip?
Oh, we're thinking come and get your sticks and chips, maybe.
Come and get your sticks and chips. I like it.
Great. Well, James, come Friday, predictions are you might have a riot on your hands.
How's parking? How is there a security there, James?
Parking's all right. I'm sure security can be found, and we'll see where we go.
I mean, these are things you've got to think about.
Players are mad.
In the next 72 hours, these are things you've got to think about.
And, we're really trying to say to all our distributors, you've got to make sure this is for the people. It can't be friends and family. You've got to be impartial.
Sounds good.
Hey, James, amazing stuff. Can you please tell our Victorian listeners the address that people should be getting excited about going to Friday morning? What time do you open, by the way?
What time we're going to open? Well, it's 8 o'clock for the chips now, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 o'clock sounds good.
We'll be opening it up early then, so we'll be opening it up for 8 o'clock.
James, tell us the address.
The address is shop number 9 at 3 Tuck Street, Tuck, Moorabbin.
Fantastic, James.
Fantastic.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Jeez, this
got time for one more state?
We do have time for one more state. We've got to be quick, but look, obviously, South Australia, we need to know. Here we go.
The wide brown expanse of the Nullarbor Plains sits partially in South Australia and when viewed from space actually resembles a giant cosmic gravy chip, which no doubt excites aliens. But South Australian humans, you can get your normal size gravy chips from
Power Loan at Westfield!
That's right. Is it Ferial?
Oh my God, yes, that's me!
Ferial, you run a finance shop called Power Loan.
Yes, that's me!
It's Westfield in Adelaide. What time can you open on Friday?
We can only open as early as you want, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8
Can you
o'clock's
guarantee?
good.
Can you? Look, I feel just from the emails that
Sorry, Ferial, are you whispering what's the address?
That's all right. You can get that written down. But Ferial, can you please answer me this? There has been a huge demand from Adelaide and South Australia at large. I mean, they bloody love gravy chips.
I tell you what, it's the best.
And all I can say is, in Westfield, I mean, obviously there's enough parking. We're happy there. Outside your particular shop, is there going to be enough space to line up?
I tell you what, there is huge amounts of space for everyone in South Australia.
That is fantastic news. Harder to camp out in front of because it is inside a shopping centre. But
it's done. We're done. These all the spots to get the People's Chip will be at hamishandandy.com.au if you've missed it.
Do you have the address of Power Loan at Westfield in Adelaide?
Westfield. We've got 2 Westfields. Which one did you want it at?
Whoa, you've got 2 shops.
Marion, which is the biggest one in South Australia, or there's Westfield, Westlake.
Well, you don't do things in halves when it comes to the gravy chip.
Give us
the biggest one.
Treat the gravy chip like it's Hanson visiting, doing an in-store. Okay, we'll go Marion.
Marion Westfield Shopping Centre.
Yeah, what shop? What level?
The ground level.
Yeah.
And it's directly underneath a food court.
Good. That's everyone knows where the food court is.
Take that, food court.
And guess
what? Stitch up. We've got a better food underneath you.
It's now time, Hamish, to announce who is going to be our gravy chip, the People's Chip distributor for Western Australia.
Western Australia is currently enjoying an embarrassment of riches in the resources boom. Well, add the People's Chip to iron ore and gold as the most valuable things in the state. The Perth distributor is
Jessica's Karaoke Shop.
Well done,
Jess. Jess, you are now. Will you be prepared to entertain crowds while they wait?
Yes, we will, definitely.
So you'll fire up a few machines and allow people to have a sing-along while they wait for the chip?
Yes, certainly, we sure will. We'll certainly invite a few of our locals down as well.
That is extraordinary.
Well, get ready for a riot, babe, because I am telling you that the demand for the chip is sky high.
Excellent. We're really excited.
Jess, you cannot commandeer any bags for yourself. Is that
No.
understood?
No, we wouldn't do that.
You get one bag as a royalty for being the distributor, but the other 98 have to be given away.
And when you say locals, Jess, do you have people that come down regularly to the karaoke store?
Yeah, we sure do.
Wow. I mean, and they're pretty bloody good at karaoke.
Some of them are better than others.
And
We have a whole lot of regulars.
And you'd be happy for them to come down and just entertain whoever's waiting.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope they wouldn't-
Sunfly Karaoke is one of the biggest catalogues in the world, so we've got quite a few regular customers. and-
They won't be
Yeah.
given special treatment over someone that doesn't know you. I mean,
No.
we need you to be impartial.
No, we certainly are impartial.
Jessica,
You feel like a good distributor, Jess. I really like the. I do like the vibe.
Position is awesome. I
Yeah.
feel
Brilliant.
here. Tell us the exact address for
The
where
exact
people
address-
in Western Australia can come and get the chip.
Is Unit 3,
Yep.
203,
Yep.
Collier Road
Yeah.
in Bayswater.
Yeah, it's
Great. Nice and close.
Sunfly Karaoke.
Close to the city. And Jessica, we'll put those details on the web. But come Friday, what time are you going to open for us?
We'll be open at 9.
Great.
Really, a lot of other people are going sort of a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go earlier if you wish.
Oh,
Atta girl. See you at 8.
Thank you, Jess. Here's the big one, Ham. New South Wales. I mean, they've got the most people.
Yeah, this is, and therefore the chips are the rarest. In New South Wales.
Oh God.
Over 200 years ago, European settlers first landed on country that is now New South Wales and founded this nation. That was the greatest moment in the state's history, until it was announced right now that the People's Chip will be distributed by
Carly's House of Pies!
Yes!
Yes, Carly, yes,
Carly,
indeed.
you're a
I say again, yes.
You're a 24-hour
Yes, that's
bakery.
excellent.
You're a 24-hour bakery in Sydney there, Carly.
Yes, and I don't think there's anything more Australian than a pie, chips and gravy.
Oh. And we'll provide the latter too.
Yeah.
The chips and gravy will be coming to you. You are allowed to have one bag as a reward for being the distributor. The rest must be distributed to the people as they arrive.
Anything?
Oh, that'll be... Yep.
Sorry, Carly. Anything special you've got planned for
We were planning on rolling out the red carpet, and we were going to have a massive PT pie, a life-size pie, handing out the chips and gravy potato chips.
Oh, we made the right decision.
Sounds like my ultimate. Sounds like almost my Bucks night. I mean, a life-size pie handing out gravy chips.
Oh.
Can you imagine a greater sight?
Now, Carly, what time are you going to make the chips available? Because yours is a 24-hour store. It makes
Well,
it
we
hard.
can be first. We're going to be first in best dressed, I think.
Yeah, so...
New South Wales comes first.
And are they going to be available at what time, do you think? Do you want to go as a stroke of midnight?
If you like, why not?
We will discuss this, Carly. It might be... I mean, because to be honest, a few people could travel from Brisbane or Melbourne and get there before theirs are open.
Imagine getting the double up.
We have people drive a long way for our pies as it is.
You get someone's there at 12:01 midnight, grabs a bag of gravy chips, shoots back up to Brizzy, and they're there in the morning for another bag. Could we have
Unless
double
they miss
baggers?
out.
Carly, Carly, tell us the exact address of House of Pies.
540 to 542 Bunnerong Road, Matraville.
Great,
Yeah, good.
It's perfect. Hey, Carly, thank you so much. We'll be in.
No, thank you.
We'll chat to you a lot more closer.
I mean,
to
there's
Friday.
the oath of distribution you have to swear. There's lots of legal stuff we've got to get through, but thank you, Carly.
Have a great night.
Great work, mate. And look, Ando, we've now got our 5 capital city distributors. If you've missed your state, hamishandy.com.au.
At hamishandy.com.au, you can find where you can pick up the People's Chip tomorrow, 8 o'clock around the country.
Andy, they're so scarce, not even you or I are having a bag.
People are camping out, Ham.
People are going crazy.
People are driving from the Gold Coast to Brisbane to try and get them. It's quite exciting.
We're doing everything we can to get the chips to the people. I know there's only 495 bags Australia-wide, but tomorrow, 99 bags will be distributed, the Sydney allocation, at House of Pies.
Yes, Carly is running House of Pies in Matraville, Ham, and look, we want to put it to the test. Joining us in the studio is Dave, our boss. How are you, Dave?
Hello, boys.
Hello, Dave.
Normally known as Grumpy Dave.
Regular listeners of the
no
show.
No different today.
It was Grumpy Dave. But Dave, we thought you're the perfect person for this because what we want to perform here on Carly, who is our chip distributor for Sydney, we want to give her what's commonly known as the Slugworth test from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. People will remember from the original film, Slugworth offers Charlie $10,000 to steal the everlasting gobstopper. Charlie doesn't because he doesn't want Wonka's secret to get out.
Dave, you're about to call Carly and offer her $10,000 to give you all the chips so the people get none.
I would love to see how loyal your listeners really are.
Okay, well, we've given you the details here from a rival chip company. All right, let's see if she's true to her word.
House Supply, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. Is it House of Pies?
Yes, is this a chip query?
A chip query. Well, strangely enough, it is. But I'm actually wanting to speak to Carly or the owner.
I'm speaking.
Oh, that's Carly, is it?
Yes.
Listen, my name's John. I'm just calling. It'll seem a bit awkward, but I'm calling from Cameron's Homestyle Chips. It's a company we operate here in Sydney.
Cameron's Homestyle. Sorry, I've got that many things happening at the moment, so I'm just writing it down before I forget.
Yeah. So I'm the managing director here, and we came up with a proposition for a gravy chip probably about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Look, we've just been alerted to a campaign that a radio station has got going on at the moment, and quite frankly, it's going to hurt us a lot. We've got a lot of money riding on this. There's no other way of actually talking about this rather than being brutally honest and blunt with you and just telling you what I'd like to.
I'm blunt as all. Go ahead.
All right. Well, what I would
Where do I come into it?
What I would like to offer you, Carly, and this is where hopefully you'll come to the party, and I would need to be incredibly private with you on this conversation, obviously. What I'm about to offer you is $10,000.
Not to do it.
Well, if you were to get that box of chips tomorrow, and as soon as you get them at, I believe it's first thing in the morning, is it?
Yeah, 7:30.
To withhold them, and if people start coming down, then I would like you to maybe mention to them that the chip is already sold out.
But what about if the people will already be here?
Yes, I guess they'll be lined up. So what I'll have further conversations about how the transaction can actually take place.
Look, just at the end of the day, before I even answer that, that's bloody awful.
Look, unfortunately, that's just the nature of business these days.
Well, that's not how we operate. It's a flat-out no, I'm not interested, I'm sorry.
Carly, it's Hamish and Andy here.
Carly.
You've passed our test.
You've passed the test, Carly. You resisted the $10,000. I know it was a moral dilemma, but you...
Oh, you're joking.
Well, Carly, the people's chip was at stake.
Carly...
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's... that was the most stressful conversation. I was thinking, what's wrong with people? This is ridiculous and illegal.
But
Carly, the chips transcend all money.
You bastard.
No, look, Carly, that was... I don't know if you've seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's the old Slugworth test.
I hate you.
But we love you for being a chip distributor, Carly. I know it's going to be a stressful morning for you, but we feel that you are of sound ethics to distribute the chip.
Yes. I'm speechless. I'm sorry, I got nothing to say except I was going to bring you some pies in and I might throw them at you.
Carly, everybody will be getting down to House of Pies.
Thanks for embarrassing me live on air. That's lovely.
You did well. People wanted to know that they could trust.
I'll tell you what, if you'd accepted the $10,000, then we'd have a real problem on our hands.
Oh, far out. Who would do that? That's ridiculous. You people are hysterical.
Crooks would sell the people's chip, Carly, and you've proved you're not a crook.
Oh, thank you. Thank God.
We'll chat to you later on.
Okay, bye.
See ya. Let's talk chips. This is Big Andy. Tomorrow morning, the people's chip is released. Smiths have agreed to make. They made us 495 bags. Handmade them, okay, of the people's chip.
They haven't made enough. I'm angry with Smith.
Oh, we're furious. There's no two ways about it. The people are angry. There is a petition at hamishandandy.com.au. Because, look, I mean, all we can do, Andy and I aren't touching a bag.
No.
We tasted one when we did the flavour sign-off.
To be honest, I'm a little bit annoyed about that as well.
I'm starving. Yeah, how difficult it is knowing the position of power we're in, not being able to have a taste.
Yep.
It's like running a gold mine.
Well,
I can't even take one nugget home.
We've got to set the example for our distributors. Let's start with Queensland. Blake Ellis, it's your kebab shop where we're distributing tomorrow. It's Prince Edward Parade in Scarborough. Shop letter C. How are you feeling, Blake?
Mate, we are so wrapped. I tell you what, I've got a really good report for you guys.
What's that?
We've had Dad, our phones have been ringing off the hook all morning. We've had 137 calls in 3.5 hours.
Great.
Got people travelling up right now from the Gold Coast. G'day to you all.
A lot of anger from inner city Brisbane people that it is in Scarborough, which is a little bit out of the city.
Yeah.
Lot of anger, but we've got to
Hey.
say to people, look, there's only 99. How bad do you want them?
But Blake, I feel that you're trustworthy enough. I mean, I would have. If you were 2 hours out of Brizzy, it would have been happy
Mate,
enough
if
because
you
I
were-
think you're our man.
If you're on an oil rig out somewhere in the Tasman, we'd have you, Blake. You're trustworthy. You're a good man.
And so, do you feel people will be camping out tonight, Blake?
Mate, totally. There's people from the Gold Coast. We've got a couple from the Sunshine Coast, and we've got a guy from Caboolture coming to camp out the front.
Yep.
They're wanting to know about toilet access and local sort of area monuments and all that sort of stuff. It's great. It's awesome.
Toilet access, Blake. Are you going to open up your toilet for people camping out? Are you
Mate,
staying there tonight?
We will tonight when they get here, but we have to shut it because it leads right to our back door. So we don't want anyone trying to break in to steal our chips. That's sure.
We don't want that. Thank you
Please
very much,
secure the
Blake.
chips. Great work, Blake. We've got James in Victoria. James,
how's your preparation going?
Your hockey store, Cat Attack, will be distributing the People's Chip tomorrow morning. How's it going?
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. It's all going well. We've got a couple of boys already camped out the front.
Oh, have we really?
We've got Tom and Jared out the front right now, yeah.
Fantastic, James. They'll get their hands on the first packets that Hamish and I haven't even tasted.
Proper gravy enthusiasts. I love it.
Now, James, you're on Tuck Street, Moorabbin, in Melbourne. How do you feel? You're going to go with crowd control tomorrow.
Well, we've got a few of the local establishments that are going to help us out. We've got a couple of fellas that are going to block the street off from either end.
Sounding a bit underworld. Do you mean by
Yes,
local?
no, absolutely. We haven't used the Sicilian background for that one.
Local establishment being that the police are helping.
That's correct. And we've got the Blue Ribbon Foundation involved with Constable T. Bear, the giant teddy bear, is going to be down here. He'll help out.
Oh, fantastic.
Look at that. The cops are
A
there to
mascot
secure.
already. Thank you very much, James. Hold on to the line. We'll move to Ferrial, who is in South Australia. Your shop is the Power Loan shop in Westfield, Marion. Ferrial, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good, guys. We've been really busy down here in SA. It's going to be a really good event tomorrow morning.
Now, there has been confusion whether it's Oakland Park or Marion. Can we confirm?
Okay, the Westfield is called Marion, but it's in Oaklands Park.
Yeah, that's what's
go.
going on there. Very good,
Yeah.
very well. Good luck tomorrow morning. We're going to keep smashing through it. Dean in WA, our karaoke shop. Dean.
Hey boys, how are ya?
Very good, mate. Very,
it is
very
rocking
good.
down here. This is what I pictured like a Rolling Stones gig to be like in the 60s without Jagger and Keith, let me tell you. I'm going to pull the guitar out soon. I'm going to start singing Kumbaya, mate. It's rocking.
So your karaoke shop, we're pretty excited in Bayswater. You can go to Hamish Andy to get the exact address. But Dean, tomorrow morning, are you going to be singing yourself?
Mate, I'm going to be singing. We've got belly dancers here. We got show bags. It's rocking, I'm telling you.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic, Dean. Just quickly, we've got to talk to Carly.
Carly, we chatted to you earlier on. You did pass our test. How are you feeling? Have you calmed down?
Hey, Carly, how you going?
There's yelling going on. Carly, tell us.
Carly, yes, we've been inundated with phone calls, and I've got people saying, be prepared, you've got campers coming.
Yep.
I've had it's out of control.
Well,
I haven't
Carly-
even been able to go get the chips yet.
Carly, hold it together.
Hold it together, Carly.
Carly,
This
we've tested your strength earlier in the show.
This is Sydney's hour of need. The people need those chips. We've got to make sure it's an orderly distribution tomorrow morning.
Matraville, of course, House of Pies is where you are at for New South Wales. Let's conference them all up together, Ham, and get the ode for the chip for our distribution.
Basically, I mean, Smiths, they've done what they can. We've got 495 bags. Again, we're not happy with the number, but that is how many are going out. This is the people's chip. This is a big moment. So much trust, Andy, is in these 5 people, these 5 distributors across the country. We have here the oath of the distributor.
We have them all on the line. Here we go.
Good. There's a bit of shushing.
That's from you, Carly. Look, I'm worried about you, Carly, let's be honest, but the rest are falling into line.
Guys, this is a solemn moment. Please repeat after me as we take the oath of the chip.
Do I have to stand?
You can stand. If you could stand, it'd be great. One hand raised if you could. Okay. Off you
Standing
go.
with the hand on the heart. Here we go.
Okay.
So am I.
Okay, let's keep it down, everyone. It can get messy. We've got 5 people on the phone. Here we go. I solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear.
Perfect.
I solemnly swear.
Come on, Carly. I told you you're trouble.
There's
Your
people
news.
talking in my room. They won't shut up.
Okay, Carly, hang in there.
Right. To distribute the people's chip.
Distribute the people's chip.
Not to friends or family.
Not to friends or family.
That's for you, Carly.
But to the people who rightly deserve it.
But to the people who rightly deserve it.
The listeners of the Hamish and Andy Show.
The listeners of the Hamish and Andy Show.
Hunger never, gravy forever.
Hunger never, gravy forever.
Good luck tomorrow, everybody.
Amen. By the power invested in us by the Gobbledoc, we now pronounce you fit to distribute. There's a numbers issue, and we're the first to admit that, and we're the first to vent our frustration. And look, don't think it doesn't affect us.
Oh,
we're on
pains us. We don't get.
We
one.
are chip fasting.
Yeah.
We're not having any because there's so few to go around. It's just like sort of Dad going, "No, guys, you have the last ice cream," then going up to his room and punching the pillow, screaming, "I wanted that cornetto." And I found Dad doing that, and I'll never forget that, Dad. And I love you for that. And it's the least we can do is for ourselves to go without the chips so that as many people as possible might be able to have them.
Jordan, he's in Queensland. He's a real chance to get his hands on a packet of the people's chip. Jordan, you're camping out.
I am indeed, boys.
Oh, Jordan, welcome
well
to the Hamish and Andy Show, and well done.
Thank you, guys. I'm freezing cold.
Yeah, you would be as
Chilly
well.
night. It's getting chilly, but
you're outside the kebab shop.
I am.
What are you? Are you going to make it? Is what I'm worried about. I mean, you've gone early. Have you got a swag? Have you got clothes?
I've got a swag, an esky, and a deck of cards.
And
I'll be right.
Are you by yourself?
Yeah, I'm by myself.
So just a lot of patience as far as the cards go.
Yeah, I got a few mates coming down later. Hopefully, if they turn up.
Jordan, how excited are you for the gravy chip?
I am stoked.
Jordan, as far as toilets concerned, is the fellow there, Blake in Queensland, is he helping you out, or is it just a bit of fun for yourself?
We haven't discussed that yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come to that when it comes, I suppose.
Blake, Jordan, you're just a champion, and I'm sure Blake will look after you. He's really held his head high as far as a distributor, and
I'm sure a lot of people are listening to this and going, "That's what the gravy chip's about. It's about gravy enthusiasts."
And it's not about the packet, Jordan, because we've seen the packets as they went through to go out. We didn't actually have time to put any print on them.
It's plain silver bag.
It's a plain silver bag.
I mean, look, it's as
organic as it gets, mate.
You are like Charlie.
That's fine.
Getting your once a year Willy Wonka's chocolate. I mean, are you going to eat it all? Are you going to eat all the chips? Are you going to save some?
No, I'm going to share them around.
Oh,
what a man.
What a man.
What
Jordan,
a man.
good luck, and we look forward to hearing how you go tomorrow.
Fantastic work. We've let him go there just to save batteries back huddling around his candle.
Tom, on 131060.
Camping out.
You're outside Cat Attack, our hockey store.
I'm outside Cat Attack. It is cold as chip out here.
Yes. Won't it taste sweeter, Tom?
Pardon?
Won't it taste sweeter?
It will taste beautiful. I mean, you got people, outside kebab shops eating kebabs, eating pies.
Yeah.
Here I am crunching on a hockey stick.
Yeah.
The difference the gravy chip will make will be absolutely amazing.
Well, you're only 14 hours away from getting your hands, and you're in a good position. I mean, you're camping out. You probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say get a bag.
If he hangs,
I'm hoping that's why I'm here. It's actually 14 hours and about 6 minutes and 53 seconds.
Hey, good luck.
I'm counting down every second.
Good luck, Tom. To be honest, though, for people that have planes crash in the Alps and so on, they've been cold, but that hot cup of soup, they said, is just more amazing than anything.
Yeah.
A gravy chip after that kind of ordeal, which you'll go through tonight, it will probably be the best
I'm
tasting.
thinking about putting it in the microwave.
Ooh.
I would recommend not messing with it, actually. All jokes aside, eat it as packaged. Thank you, Tom.
Dean, from our karaoke store in WA. Dean, tell us, no one camped out the front of your store yet. There's still a bit of time to get to Bayswater, but tell us, Dean, you've been bribed.
We have been bribed, mate. I can't believe this. From people about 200 kilometres away from us. They're going to try and get a gravy train together, and they've been offering us like $200-300 for a bag. So I've been thinking, well, what can we possibly do with it? What haven't the guys come up with? And I thought, a mint sauce.
A mint sauce on the side. I mean, to be honest, Dean.
Well, Dean, sorry, the instructions are resist the bribes. First of all, this is not some sort of backwater corrupt third third
sorry,
world
boys.
election. Just you have to be true. You're like an election official. You've got to be honest.
I tell you what, if you guys aren't getting any, no one's getting any. It's the 14-hour famine, I'm telling you.
No, do give them away.
Yeah, he's going to do that, but he's just saying he's going to wait for 14 hours and then give them away.
That's it, exactly.
I thought
Exactly.
you'd
They have to wait.
I thought you'd swung right back over the other side of the spectrum. That's it. No one's getting it. We've taken one of the classic songs in history, Father and Son,
From
by
Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens. Half is sung from the father's perspective, half is sung from the son's perspective. What we've done with this song, the first half is sung to people who will get to taste the people's chip tomorrow, the gravy chip, get to enjoy the excitement of the gravy chip. The second half of the song is to people who feel they might not be able to make it to the distribution centres.
And we feel that pain.
We feel that pain. We're fasting. We're on a chip fast. How can we possibly live with ourselves if we ate some of the people's chip and knowing that people might miss out?
Exactly. So this is both sides of the coin, everybody.
It's now time to get a bag. Just relax and think of gravy. There'll be beef, a hint of salt. So many ingredients will greet you. Find a bench to sit on down. If you want, you can share them. If you ask me, I would not, but I'm greedy. How can we try to explain the lack of chips causes us pain? We can't give away any more than Smith's made for us. If you don't get to bed tomorrow, scream and shout, sign the petition. And that way, the gobble dog cannot turn us away. Gravy, you know, we love you so. Way too much.
Sorry, got a bit fired up.
The People's Chip, your gravy chip that you invented, was released today. Only 495 bags. We had people sleeping out across the country.
We have, obviously we recorded stuff and we tried to get round and meet people as the chip was released. That's coming up in, 15 or so minutes' time. The excitement, the ecstasy, the agony from the chip release this morning, Andy. But already, these very rare, delicate, sacred chips have found their way onto eBay.
Which I find disappointing.
Yeah, look, it's...
You think some people are being, entrepreneurs?
No, I think they were made for the people. They're made for immediate consumption. They were made... It's sort of like, you don't sell life jackets from the plane. You use them. You cherish them. Okay? It's just there are some things you maybe shouldn't sell.
Jai, we've managed to track him down. Jai joins us, 131060. Welcome, Jai.
G'day, boys. How you doing?
Very good.
You are responsible for putting one of the chips on eBay, a packet of chips on eBay?
I'm responsible for trying to share the love. Yeah.
Hey, Jai, there's a name for sharing when you charge a price. It's called selling. I remember I shared my first car with someone for $580.
Hey, Jai, where you lined up this morning? Did you have to sleep out?
I didn't sleep out, but I got up at about 5 a.m. to get to the distribution point.
Look, it's hard to hate. It's hard to be angry, Jai, because, you
got up, you basically put yourself out there. Jai, were there many people sleeping out where you when you arrived, at what time, 5:30?
Yeah, got there about 5:30. And,
what number were you?
I was 44th in the queue. So
44th in the queue.
So there's 43 people ahead of me. God knows what time they got there.
Well, Jai, there's been a fair bit of outrage. People have found the bag of chips on eBay. And there's been a lot of people saying, we've got a guy here, Thomas wrote in, said, power seller, it says, chip crusher, more like. When the chipography is written on this momentous occasion, your actions will be the grease stain in that book. Not my words, Jai, Thomas Monk's words. But look, I assume the money will go to a good cause, Jai?
Of course, hoping that all bids are legitimate, but can I just say in my defence, I did start the bidding at the recommended RRP for a bag of chips.
Good, mate. You're a victim of market pressures.
Look,
Exactly.
Look, Jai, I can't sanction what you've done. I do appreciate you getting up and having a crack at the chips. And was it scenes of elation? I mean, how did you feel the morning went?
Absolutely fantastic. We took absolute delicate care getting the chips home.
Yep.
And the whole way we're thinking, how can we use these chips to be more creative in our everyday lives? What are we going to eat? How are we going to do it? And as you can see, many, many uses for the people's chips.
Well, mate, we've had students write in, some students that had to sit an exam today, right? They managed to get their hands on some chips this morning. They went before they sat their exam. A young man, him and his mate, both had a chip. They finished their exam ahead of everyone else in the class.
Yeah.
So it just says to me there's medicinal properties, magical
Superpowers.
powers on the people's chip.
Absolutely.
So perhaps at any price it's worth it. Look, Jolly, please give the money to a good cause. If that is the case, then, go nuts, and I hope you get a good price for the people's chip.
But otherwise, we do not sanction your putting on eBay. But thank you very much for going down there.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
With free chips comes a limit, unfortunately, and that was 495 bags. And with a limit comes anger. There is a petition at hamishandandy.com.au, and we really hope to put some pressure on Smiths to hopefully give us more chips. We need more chips. But there was also...
We're in discussions.
There was also ecstasy this morning, Andy. There was also joy and just pure, unbridled, borderline orgasmic triumph at the chip being released.
We got up at 5:30.
Yeah.
We were keen to be a part of it. I know some people had camped out, but put it all together for you now. If you weren't there this morning, and if you wanted to be a part of the chipsteria that really took on, here it is. The anticipation for what is the most momentous thing in food history.
When we first laid eyes on the queue, it was clear that we were in the midst of gravy mania, or gravy steria, depending on which phrase you prefer. Unfortunately, it does look like there's more than 99 people queued up this morning.
We've had to park around the corner, and guess what? I saw two people getting out, and one person turned to the other one and said, I lip-read this. There's a huge line, and he went, yeah, let's line up anyway.
Yeah, maybe I got a glimpse of Hamish. He's really cute. I was lip reading as well.
The first bit happened, the second bit didn't.
We have no way of knowing what the atmosphere was like when the pyramids were built, but we couldn't help wondering if it was similar to this.
Here's the queue. This is exciting. Oh gosh, they're all chips.
It's gravy day, and everybody knows it.
It's pretty... Oh dear.
Who's ready for gravy? Yes! Jared and Tom were the first in the queue and had weathered 12 hours in the cold to guarantee a taste of the chip, but spirits were high.
The best chant we came up with was chips out for the boys, chips out for the boys.
I like that.
We came up with another good one, can't remember it.
That's
though.
fine, you're hallucinating. You've got chip fever. You know it's only minutes away. Hey Jared, was there any moment last night where it got a bit lonely and you had to dig deep? I mean, were there any altercations when you're saying to Tom, hey, I'm going to go home, is it all worth it?
No, it was great fun. All these people here, just good atmosphere, I reckon.
Would you say that the gravy chip brings Australia together?
For sure.
But further back in the queue, where the scent of gravy was a bit weaker, there was tension as to who would taste the sacred chip.
Now, are you worried? I mean, there's 99 bags. I haven't counted it out. I've just jumped in the queue halfway down. Do you feel that you're going to get one?
You guys are in what we like to call the danger zone.
The nerves are here, and the pre-count, I think we're at about 90, but hoping.
That can change.
It really did feel like history, and just like Neil Armstrong missing his bowling grand final so he could walk on the moon, sometimes you have to make sacrifices to be part of history.
Now, are you skipping school at the moment?
No, I'll be getting to school, hopefully on time. I need to be there at about 8:45.
I mean, let's be honest, educational gravy chips.
Gravy chips, definitely.
Yeah, listen to your heart, listen to your stomach. Well done. Small round of applause from the gravy enthusiasts.
Then it was time. The crowd had waited long enough. History was upon us. With a little help from a member of the crowd's portable iPod, it was time to unleash the chip.
30 seconds and counting, everybody. Here's the final countdown music. Ladies and gentlemen,
20 seconds.
Let's hear it for gravy. Come on! Listen to the message loud and clear to Smith. If you don't get back today, we love gravy! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chips away!
Chip hooray, everybody!
The door is open! The chip has been delivered to people. Where were you the day the people's chip was released? Well, obviously you were all here, but if you're listening to this on the radio, where were you?
It's as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
Same here, big guy. Same here.
Like a grand final, there were passionate people for both sides. People that did get a chip were very happy.
There was cheers and there's tears.
And
Tears and cheers.
Cheers and tears. And we really hope that this brings to you, really encapsulates the feeling across the board and really spare a thought for those who may have missed the delicious taste of what I'm regarding as the greatest food of all time.
A moment in time. A moment in history. An event carrying a similar amount of anticipation as the return of Christ was about to transpire. The phrase, "Where were you when the people's chip was released?" will become as common as the phrase, "Hey, how are you?" And for these people, they'll be able to tell their grandkids that they were on the front line. It was clear how much the gravy chip meant to them.
The gravy chip is finally here! Finally!
As cameras go off.
You guys to sign this for me.
Oh,
absolutely, Tom. And
are you going to eat it?
I will eat it in front of you.
Are you going to eat it?
Oh my gosh. This is history. This is history. It's an open.
The first pack has been released. They're freshly sealed.
Oh, wow.
How's it smell?
That was good. Jared.
They're sharing their first bag.
Oh my god.
It's good.
It's good?
It's
yeah.
good, promise?
I don't want to talk. It's going to ruin the flavour.
This is better than any award I've won. It means more. It's amazing. I'm amazed.
I mean, it brings peace. It brings love. What does it mean to you, the chip itself? Do you think it can solve the world's problem?
It can. It'll end
It brings
world
people
hunger.
together.
It'll do everything. World peace.
Brought us
It's got
together
everything.
We were
Has
strangers
everything.
before today.
Yeah, I don't even know this girl, but apparently she's getting my car to get a lift home. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I was meant to turn up for a shift for traffic control, but this is way more important, so...
It's more important, man.
There we go.
It's my life. I've been waiting for a chip like this for my whole life. And finally...
It was amazing. But to change my voice for a second, ecstasy was to turn to agony. As there are only 495 packets available Australia-wide, we knew not everyone would get to taste the people's chip. And in a cruel twist of fate, we were there. We had to break the news.
It is with great regret that we inform you, because of Smith's frugal chip distribution strategy, there are only 2 packets left.
Oh, the humanity. So many tears appeared on so many different faces. And tune out if you want, because this next bit of audio is fairly confronting.
I'm really sad and I really wanted some gravy chips, but I've got my card, so I'm good for next time.
Pretty upset I didn't get any. I really wanted to taste one.
Really devastated.
Oh, look, we're really sad. It's going to make getting through the day so much tougher. We were looking forward to starting off the day with a gravy chip.
That was my brekkie. I've missed out. I'm starving.
And if you're not crying yet, this is going to get you. The first person to miss out was 13-year-old gravy chip enthusiast Joey. What was he going to say to the kids at school?
Like, what are you going to tell the kids at school? It was so close but so far.
Well, I tasted it, so...
Yeah.
That's
I mean, you've got them on that. Really, I'll say it. Boffins, the evil boffins at Smith's, because of their frugal campaign. And really, if they'd have made the correct amount of seasoning and actually done 100 instead of 99,
You'd have one, wouldn't you?
What do you want to say to Smith's?
bring more out, otherwise, there'll be consequences.
The People's Chip, your gravy chip that you invented, was released today. Only 495 bags. We had people sleeping out across the country.
We have, obviously we recorded stuff and we tried to get round and meet people as the chip was released. That's coming up in, 15 or so minutes' time. The excitement, the ecstasy, the agony from the chip release this morning, Andy. But already, these very rare, delicate, sacred chips have found their way onto eBay.
Which I find disappointing.
Look, it's...
You think some people are being, entrepreneurs?
No, I think they were made for the people. They're made for immediate consumption. They were made... It's sort of like, you don't sell life jackets from the plane. You use them. You cherish them. Okay, it's just there are some things you maybe shouldn't sell.
Jai, we've managed to track him down. Jai joins us, 131060. Welcome, Jai.
G'day, boys. How you doing?
Very good.
You are responsible for putting one of the chips on eBay, a packet of chips on eBay.
I'm responsible for trying to share the love. Yes.
Hey, Jai, there's a name for sharing when you charge a price. It's called selling. I remember I shared my first car with someone for $580.
Hey, Jai, where you lined up this morning? Did you have to sleep out?
I didn't sleep out, but I got up at about 5 a.m. to
Yep.
get to the distribution point.
Look, it's hard to hate. It's hard to be angry, Jai, because, you know.
You got up, you basically put yourself out there. Jai, were there many people sleeping out where you when you arrived, at what time, 5:30?
Yeah, got there about 5:30. And,
what number were you?
I was 44th in the queue. So
44th in the queue.
So there's 43 people ahead of me. God knows what time they got there.
Well, Jai, there's been a fair bit of outrage. People have found the bag of chips on eBay. And there's been a lot of people saying, we've got a guy here, Thomas wrote in, said, power seller, it says, chip crusher, more like. When the chipography is written on this momentous occasion, your actions will be the grease stain in that book. Not my words, Jai, Thomas Monk's words. But look, I assume the money will go to a good cause, Jai?
Of course, hoping that all bids are legitimate, but can I just say in my defence, I did start the bidding at the recommended RRP for a bag of chips.
Good, mate. You're a victim of market pressures.
Look,
Exactly.
Look, Jai, I can't sanction what you've done. I do appreciate you getting up and having a crack at the chips. And was it scenes of elation? I mean, how did you feel the morning went?
Absolutely fantastic. We took absolute delicate care getting the chips home.
Yep.
And the whole way we're thinking, how can we use these chips to be more creative in our everyday lives? What are we going to eat? How are we going to do it? And as you can see, many, many uses for the people's chips.
Well, mate, we've had students write in, some students that had to sit an exam today, right? They managed to get their hands on some chips this morning. They went before they sat their exam. A young man, him and his mate, both had a chip. They finished their exam ahead of everyone else in the class.
Yeah.
So it just says to me there's medicinal properties, magical powers on the people's chip.
Absolutely.
So perhaps at any price it's worth it. Look, Jai, please give the money to a good cause. If that is the case, then, go nuts, and I hope you get a good price for the people's chip.
But otherwise, we do not sanction your putting on eBay. But thank you very much for going down there.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
With free chips comes a limit, unfortunately, and that was 495 bags. And with a limit comes anger. There is a petition at hamishandandy.com.au, and we really hope to put some pressure on Smiths to hopefully give us more chips. We need more chips. But there was also...
We're in discussions.
There was also ecstasy this morning, Andy. There was also joy and just pure, unbridled, borderline orgasmic triumph at the chip being released.
We got up at 5:30.
Yeah.
We were keen to be a part of it. I know some people had camped out, but put it all together for you now. If you weren't there this morning, and if you wanted to be a part of the chipsteria that really took on, here it is. The anticipation for what is the most momentous thing in food history.
When we first laid eyes on the queue, it was clear that we were in the midst of gravy mania, or gravy steria, depending on which phrase you prefer.
Unfortunately, it does look like there's more than 99 people queued up this morning.
We've had to park around the corner, and guess what? I saw two people getting out, and one person turned to the other one and said, I lip-read this. There's a huge line, and he went, yeah, let's line up anyway.
Yeah, maybe I got a glimpse of Hamish. He's really cute. I was lip reading as well.
The first bit happened, the second bit didn't.
We have no way of knowing what the atmosphere was like when the pyramids were built, but we couldn't help wondering if it was similar to this.
Here's the queue. This is exciting. Oh gosh, they're all chips.
It's gravy day, and everybody knows it.
It's pretty... Oh dear.
Who's ready for gravy? Yes!
Jared and Tom were the first in the queue and had weathered 12 hours in the cold to guarantee a taste of the chip, but spirits were high.
The best chant we came up with was chips out for the boys, chips out for the boys.
I like that.
We came up with another good one, can't remember it.
That's fine, you're hallucinating. You've got chip fever. It's only minutes away. Hey Jared, was there any moment last night where it got a bit lonely and you had to dig deep? I mean, were there any altercations when you're saying to Tom, hey, I'm going to go home, is it all worth it?
No, Oh, it was great fun. All these people here, just good atmosphere, I reckon.
Would you say that the gravy chip brings Australia together?
For sure.
But further back in the queue, where the scent of gravy was a bit weaker, there was tension as to who would taste the sacred chip.
Now, are you worried? I mean, there's 99 bags. I haven't counted it out. I've just jumped in the queue halfway down. Do you feel that you're going to get one?
You guys are in what we like to call the danger zone.
The nerves are here, and the pre-count, I think we're at about 90, but hoping.
That can change.
It really did feel like history, and just like Neil Armstrong missing his bowling grand final so he could walk on the moon, sometimes you have to make sacrifices to be part of history.
Now, are you skipping school at the moment?
No, I'll be getting to school, hopefully on time. I need to be there at about 8:45.
I mean, let's be honest, educational gravy chips.
Gravy chips, definitely.
Yeah, listen to your heart, listen to your stomach. Well done. Small round of applause from the gravy enthusiasts.
Then it was time. The crowd had waited long enough. History was upon us. With a little help from a member of the crowd's portable iPod, it was time to unleash the chip.
30 seconds and counting, everybody. Here's the final countdown music. Ladies and gentlemen.
20 seconds.
Let's hear it for gravy. Come on! Let's send a message loud and clear to Smith. If you don't get back today, we love gravy! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chips away!
Chip hooray, everybody!
The door is open! The chip has been delivered to people. Where were you the day the people's chip was released? Well, obviously you were all here, but if you're listening to this on the radio, where were you?
It's as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
Same here, big guy. Same here.
Like a grand final, there were passionate people for both sides. People that did get a chip were very happy.
There was cheers and there's tears.
And
tears and cheers.
Cheers and tears. And we really hope that this brings to you, really encapsulates the feeling across the board and really spare a thought for those who may have missed the delicious taste of what I'm regarding as the greatest food of all time.
A moment in time. A moment in history. An event carrying a similar amount of anticipation as the return of Christ was about to transpire. The phrase, "Where were you when the people's chip was released?" will become as common as the phrase, "Hey, how are you?" And for these people, they'll be able to tell their grandkids that they were on the front line. It was clear how much the gravy chip meant to them.
The gravy chip is finally here! Finally!
As cameras go
I
off.
get you guys to sign this for me.
Oh,
absolutely, Tom. And
are you going to eat it?
I will eat it in front of you.
Are you going to eat it?
Oh my gosh. This is history. This is history. It's an open
The first pack has been released. They're freshly sealed.
Oh, wow.
How's it smell?
That was good. Jared.
They're sharing their first bag.
Oh my god.
It's good.
It's good?
It's
yeah.
good, promise?
I don't want to talk. It's going to ruin the flavour. This is better than any award I've won. It means more. It's amazing. I'm amazed.
I mean, it brings peace. It brings love. What does it mean to you, the chip itself? Do you think it can solve the world's problems?
It can. It'll end
It brings
world
people
hunger.
together.
It'll do everything. World peace.
Brought us
It's got
together
everything.
today. We were
Has
strangers
everything.
before today.
Yeah, I don't even know this girl, but apparently she's getting my car to get a lift home. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I was meant to turn up for a shift for traffic control, but this is way more important, so
It's more important, man.
there we go. It's my life. I've been waiting for a chip like this for my whole life. And finally.
It was amazing. But to change my voice for a second, ecstasy was to turn to agony. As there are only 495 packets available Australia-wide, we knew not everyone would get to taste the people's chip. And in a cruel twist of fate, we were there. We had to break the news.
It is with great regret that we inform you, because of Smith's frugal chip distribution strategy, There are only 2 packets
Oh, the humanity. So many tears appeared on so many different faces. And tune out if you want, because this next bit of audio is fairly confronting.
I'm really sad and I really wanted some gravy chips, but I've got my card, so I'm good for next time.
Pretty upset I didn't get any. I really wanted to taste one.
Really devastated.
Oh, look, we're really sad. It's going to make getting through the day so much tougher. We were looking forward to starting off the day with a gravy chip.
That was my brekkie. I've missed out. I'm starving.
And if you're not crying yet, this is going to get you. The first person to miss out was 13-year-old gravy chip enthusiast Joey. What was he going to say to the kids at school?
Like, what are you going to tell the kids at school? It was so close but so far.
Well, I tasted it, so...
Yeah.
I mean, you've got them on that. Really, I'll say it. The boffins, the evil boffins at Smith's, because of their frugal campaign. And really, if they'd have made the correct amount of seasoning and actually done 100 instead of 99,
you'd have one, wouldn't you?
What do you want to say to Smiths?
Bring more out, otherwise, there'll be consequences.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Is this thing on? It's the People's PA system. If you want to get a message to anyone who you think might be listening, call us here on 131060. It's a free call. We save you the cost of the call.
Absolutely. We've got to get through it, Andy, because a lot to get through on the show. The PA system featuring a little earlier this Pants Off Friday. Brad, the PA system is all yours, mate. What would you like to say?
Yeah, g'day, boys. Just Johnny, running late to the pub, mate. I'll be there shortly. Have one on the counter for me.
Good one, Brad.
You've been told, Johnny.
Zoe on 131060. PA system all yours.
Hi, my boyfriend's been ignoring my calls, and I just needed to ask him all night if he wants to go out to dinner with Kate and Zan. And if Henry's listening, he can come, and Nat and Jess and Steph, and let's get together tonight, guys.
Hey, let's just get everyone in on it. Well, we'll be in on that, Zoe. I got a pretty free night.
Andrew on 131060. The PA system's all yours.
Hi, this is to Smith's Chips. Just telling them to loosen up. All the school kids didn't get a pack of chips.
So well put.
It's really
so well put, Andrew.
Loosen up, Smiths.
Loosen up. You've been told in no uncertain terms, Smiths. Good on you, Andrew.
Sarah, the PA system's all yours.
Yeah, hi. I just want to tell my mum, if you can please pull yourself away from the radio for 5 minutes. I need to show you something on the Rove website. And also, I just want to say, Hamish and Andy, today I celebrated the People's Chip by eating gravy and chips for lunch.
Oh.
I couldn't get any of the chips.
Well,
my parents wouldn't take me to Sydney.
We are gonna try and fix that for you, Sarah. Even though that is a close approximation, we want you to taste the real chip.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Thank you, Sarah.
I love that we're using the PA system to tell people to stop listening to the radio. I want to show you something on the computer.
Ellie, wrap this up for us. The PA system is all yours.
Zoe and Andrew, are you going to be home for dinner?
Good.
And can you clean up your teacups?
Fair enough.
Not missing the chance to put 2 messages in the one there on the PA
I think
system.
the important one was from 14-year-old Andrew to Smiths.
Loosen up.
Loosen up.
It's just, I mean, look, and Andrew, he's 14. He's the future. Yeah. Okay, that might have been our future Prime Minister on the phone.
Yeah. Imagine if the Prime Minister's called you and just said, loosen up.
In my mind, as great Prime Minister quotes, we will fight them on the beaches, Winston Churchill, not bad, and loosen up, Andrew, future Prime Minister. 2 great quotes.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
This kid, Joey, was strong.
Yeah.
Because it was shattering for him when he was the first person to miss out on a chip. Joey joins us now. How are you, Joey? Are you there, Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, mate. So it took you a little second, didn't it? Because you're still a little bit depressed from missing out this morning, aren't you, mate?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Joey, tell us, I mean, you did miss the start of school and you got there as quick as possible.
Were you distracted? Were you distracted at school today, just imagining what could have been?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. Take your time.
I did only miss, I got there at 10 to 9, so I only missed, 5 minutes of homeroom, but it was horrible.
Yeah, and
I couldn't think all day.
I know, mate.
And Joey,
poor little guy.
And Joey, when you talk to your friends, I mean, they would have expected you to have a packet. I mean, you probably would have been the king of school, hey?
Well, I hadn't really told them, so...
Smart.
Yeah.
And so, did you tell them how it tasted?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
everyone, I mean, if I had come to school with a pack, everyone would have wanted one.
I know.
Exactly.
That's how good they were.
And you could have been the king, eh?
Yep.
But instead, just the king's brother.
Yep.
Which is technically probably a prince, so maybe even lower than that.
Joey, if you can just sum up in maybe 2 or 3 words how it made you feel missing out on a packet of the People's Chip today. Just go for it.
I was devastated. It would have been a great way to start off my morning. I mean, Smith had the chance to basically end all war in the world, but instead they started another one.
Well, joining us on the line, we'll put Joey on hold in one of the most tremendous quotes of all time. We'll put Joey on hold.
As the UN calls an emergency meeting to deploy the security force to step in between Smiths and Joey, we have Seb, our man from Smiths.
How are you feeling, Seb?
Oh, mate, you know how to pull at the heartstrings, don't you? I'm feeling awful.
Well, so you should. Joey, meet Seb here, Joey. Actually, sorry, we've got Joey on hold. Joey, meet Seb. Are you there,
Hey,
Joey?
Joey.
Yeah?
Why would you like
Champ from Smith. How are you, champ?
Oh, not too good, actually.
Oh, mate, I've heard. It was a rough day.
Yeah? Unbelievable.
Mate, well, we'll see what we can do to help you out.
Joey, just if you had one thing to say to Seb, what would it be now?
Oh, I mean, you've disappointed all these devoted gravy fans across Australia. I mean, how do you sleep at night?
I didn't sleep last night. I was too nervous about this morning.
He's got you on the ropes, Seb, and that's he's 13 years old. He could be the future Prime Minister of Australia, and you've been schooled. You have been schooled.
Okay, we'll put Joey on hold. Let's talk shop with Seb. Seb, it's coming at you every angle, mate.
First of all,
a
resounding thank you for the 495 bags that did make it. That was
and
met with...
thank you to Smiths. I mean, brilliant job. Let's take a moment to just praise that effort. Well done.
But Seb, you've felt the passion summed up so perfectly by Joey. We have here a snapshot this morning of some of the chanting that was done as people realised there weren't enough chips to go around. Have a listen.
Councillor, I want you to say gravy loud and clear to let Smiths know that we will not be defeated. 1, 2, 3. Gravy! Come on, Smiths, you've got to hear that. 1, 2, 3. Gravy!
Yeah, see, it was pretty full on.
Pretty violent.
6,669 people have signed the petition, Seb. Seb, have you chatted to the people at Smiths today? I know you have, but tell the people.
We for every email you've had, trust me, we've had 2. We've had phone calls, I've had emails, I've had text messages. And mate, we're in a corner. We had to do something.
And what have you done?
Mate, I reckon I've made, conservatively, 100 phone calls today. I haven't put the phone down. I've been emailing, been talking to the factory guys, the sales guys, the flavour guys. And I think we can help you out.
What's the tune of? I don't want another 495.
Hey,
That's just going to cause more anger.
And I don't want another stuff up where
normally it takes about 6 months to develop a flavour. You know, we talk to consumers and we get their feedback and we alter it. And
I think you've heard the feedback, mate.
Well, we've had 6 months worth of feedback in one day, so it's been great.
Yeah,
mate. I reckon we can make you 60,000 packets.
I don't want to reckon.
This is not a time for jokes, my friend.
I don't want to reckon, Seb. Could you confirm that you can make a 60,000 packets of the People's Chip?
Mate, I can.
Oh! We're rich! The people are rich! The listeners of the Hamish and Andy Show are rich! We're rich with gravy! 60,000 chips! That is amazing! Seb!
That's 6 tons of chips.
6 tons! Seb! And Seb, when's the... How long's that going to take?
Mate, look, as I say, we've just been blown away, and the people spoke, so we've had to listen. We reckon about 4 weeks. It normally takes about 6 months. We think we can get them out to the people within 4 weeks.
60,000 bags of chips.
Ready in 4 weeks. Let's see. I mean, you did have threats from this 13-year-old. Let's see how Joey feels about you announcing 60,000 bags of chips. Joey, how do you feel?
Fantastic!
Good man.
Joey, how many do you want, Joey?
I can't always say 60,000, so...
No, that would be another riot.
But how many, Joey? Go on, say it.
I really have no idea.
What about we could sort you out with, let's say, I don't know, half a dozen. I don't want to get carried away now. We're rich. It's the first thing you do, make silly impulse purchases.
Seb, do they come in cartons? How many in a carton?
I'll tell you what, we'll look after Joey. We'll send him a carton, so that's going to be 18 bags.
There you go, Joey. How do you feel?
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so good.
Not since the Gobbledoc re-emerged on advertising campaigns has there been such a glorious day. Seb, Smith's reigns supreme, 60,000 bags. This is astonishing.
Thank you so much, Seb. We'll be in chats.
All right, boys.
Thank
Very
you.
excited.
Andy,
Smith,
listen, attention, everyone. This let me get my head around. This is like winning the lottery. I can't actually imagine 60,000 bags after being...
How many tons was that?
6 tons.
Okay.
6 tons of fun, of chips, of gravy. Well, we say it's a lot, but it's not really, because everyone in Australia wants one, so we're still over 20 million short. But let me just say this. ACT, Newcastle, heck, even Tasmania, we're feeling generous.
Yes.
The people get their chips in, what did he say, 3 weeks' time?
4
weeks' time?
We'll bring you updates. Everybody, great news. A real victory for the people.
A river of gravy flows across this wide brown land.
Yes! Get on board the gravy train, everybody! This is exciting. We're about to call Toby Patek. He's a celebrity chef in his own right, but he runs Jamie Oliver's Kitchen. He, a few weeks ago, put up his hand and said, we'd love to include the people's chip. Your chip, everybody. If you just tuned in, you did create a chip. It's gravy flavoured. It's awesome.
Yeah. He said, we'd love to include it in a dish. We went... Well, that makes sense, actually, because if I was the coach of a basketball team and I heard about this young kid called Michael Jordan, I'd call him up too and say, I'd like you to play on my team. So it makes sense.
So we put up the 3 or 4 dishes that he suggested online. You guys voted for a corn-fed free-range chicken with stuffing in it, I think, made of the gravy chip. Let's call him now. Yeah. Apparently it started yesterday on the menu.
It is on the menu. The People's Chip has made it to fine dining.
And we've got the dish here. It's going to be our first taste test. And let's give him a buzz now and see how it's all been going.
Hello.
G'day, Toby. It's Hamish and Andy. How are you, mate?
G'day, Hamish, and g'day, Andy. How you doing?
Very well, mate. I'd imagine it's been pretty hectic for you at 15.
It's been hectic always at 15, and with the gravy chip in the mix, it's been even more hectic.
Toby, exciting scenes as the People's Chip gets added to one of the finest restaurants in Australia. Let's be honest here, mate. We're all friends. Did you have a little nibble yourself?
I did have a very little nibble.
A good chef must taste his food.
Yes, you can't. I don't blame you.
We had to get the seasoning right, didn't we?
Run us through the dish again that it's been added to in your fine dining establishment.
So we've done a very well-sourced chook, only the best ingredients, free-range organic type chook.
Gorgeous.
And we've actually incorporated it into a stuffing, really. So the gravy chip basically got popped into a food processor and unfortunately lost its shape. So we minced it right down to a dust and incorporated that through.
That's
and then
fine.
we served it to accompany the chicken, a little bit of roast sort of chapped potatoes and some greens as well.
Well, look, I mean, Toby, you can blend the chip, but you'll never kill its spirit.
Yeah.
You can,
or its flavour.
You can alter the shape, but the spirit and the flavour of gravy will permeate through any dish.
And,
yeah.
And, Toby, how long has it been on the menu for?
Because we only got one pack, we sort of had to ration it out, really, and the use of the stuffing came very handy for that. So we've been able to run the dish for 3 lunches.
And has it been selling well? I mean, it was on the menu yesterday. Has it been sold yet?
Well, we've kind of, due to the amount we've had, we've kind of rationed it to only a few portions a day, really.
Good.
So everybody gets a turn.
We are lucky enough to have the dish. It's been couriered across. It is being cooked up hot. It's been prepared by the head chef at 15, Andy. This is the live tasting.
Hamish, you've got the honours. Run us through what you're doing there, Hame.
She's the stuffing looks sensational. You can see the gravy chip throughout. Is there? Sorry, I'm salivating. I'm getting pretty excited. My mouth knows what's coming. There's already a party in my mouth. If I thought there was going to be a party in my mouth when the chip got in, there's already pre-drinks happening in my mouth now. Here we go. And that is a lovely bit of chook there.
Okay, so Ham, you've added the stuffing, you've got the chook.
Not too much chook, you don't want to overpower. Here we go. A little bit of the jus. Hey there, food.
Come on,
How are we looking?
He's about to put it in his mouth,
Drop
Toby.
some on the desk. That's annoying. That was a good bit of chicken. I'm just cutting some more. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Has it done it justice?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you can taste it.
Yeah.
You can taste the gravy chip in there. Oh, yeah, that is amazing.
A little bit goes a long way, doesn't
You
it?
are a genius, Puddock. You are thank God you dedicated your genius to good, not evil, because you could create weapons of mass destruction. That is amazing.
Toby, thank you so much. We expect people to be rushing into 15 now to see if they can get their hands on the prized gravy chip menu item. And
look, I mean, obviously the best way to consume the gravy chip is nude with an excited stomach, but running a very close second is the delicious chicken dish available at 15. It's spectacular, Puddock. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Toby. You can check out photos online, hamishandy.com.au of Hamish tasting it. Look at him go.
Oh, it's amazing.
He's bloody loving it. We'll leave you there, Toby. See you later, mate.
Great for afternoon.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, mate. Over the past few weeks, Andy, it's been a roller coaster ride as we've grappled with the highs and lows of inventing a chip, of distributing it, of tasting it, and then of having the delicious gravy taste that everyone should have been tasting washed from the mouths of the gleeful with the tears of the disappointed. However, then we experienced the elation of 495 bags turning into 60,000. It was a miracle on a par with the loaves and the fishes. Except, I think Jesus actually still wins out a little bit because we do have a factory making the chips. So there's
He has got us on
there
that one.
is no mystery to it. We know how they're being made.
Family meeting, everybody.
It is a family meeting, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
If you listen to the show, you're part of the family.
You can take the minutes, Sam.
Okay. I was hoping I'd be involved in the meeting.
You're
hoping I'd get a say.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone want Tim Tams? Be back in a second.
Good news, everybody. For people that want to get their hands on the gravy chip, which is everybody. Of course you do. Can I announce the date, Ham? We have an official launch date.
We've been given a date.
We've been given the date. It is 3 weeks and 1 day away. Chip Day is the 27th of June.
Forever this day shall be known as Gravy Chip Day.
Yes.
We were thinking, we want to have an event. We need to have some sort of event. I know initially people go, what about just pouring it out the back of a military transport plane across Australia in a zigzagging fashion and covering the whole of Australia in chips? And that is a great idea, and
good.
well done.
Yeah.
But I feel that that's a bit of a waste of chips, and B, maybe there's a better way we can hand them out. We want to have an event that we've tentatively titled Chipapalooza.
Yeah.
And I'm actually... Scratch that. That's permanently titled.
We're having a Chipapalooza party.
We're going to have Chipapalooza. We want as many people to get there as we can. Yeah. Obviously, there might be some sort of limit if it's inside or whatever. But regardless of Chipapalooza, that will mark the day when the chips are available far and wide across this land from a location that is central. Probably just at we can do it at the station.
Yeah.
Just after the debacle.
What we should do is we should do it at a suburb that is chip or gravy related.
Have Chipapalooza at a suburb.
Yeah. Well, we'll find a venue. We can't take over the whole suburb. Maybe we can. Who knows? If there's a town out there called Chips or Gravy Chip or the People's Gravy Chip,
but they have to have been called that before the chip came out, because I'm sure a lot of towns have since converted their name to the Gravy Chip.
Yeah. I heard
probably there's 6 or 7.
The mayor of Dubbo just actually said, "Can we quickly change our name? Hang on."
No.
Hamish is saying something else. Oh, we can't change our
There's
name.
a loophole. You have to have always been called Chiptown. If there is such a place as Chiptown, maybe we can have it there.
131060, everybody. Your suggestions. It's your chip. You created it.
Just to be clear, though, the 27th of June, it's out. We'll give you details of how it's going to be available near you for free.
There's 60,000 bags, and it will hit everybody. Newcastle, Canberra,
You're
Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane.
Tasmania. What?
No. Adelaide, Perth, you're all involved.
New Zealand.
No.
Oh.
Okay, when I say everybody, I mean just those people I've named.
It's a family meeting. Some people are still outside on the porch peering in through the kitchen window.
Yeah, ugly uncle is not getting the run. Anyway, 131060. What do we want to put in our Chipapalooza party? Your Chipapalooza party. What has to be in there? Where should we have it?
Help us party plan. Do you know a suburb that has chip in the name?
Yeah.
Maybe we can have it there. Maybe we can draw up a list of potential chip suburbs.
Yes.
Massive release. This is the real release. I mean, 495 bags was an insult the other day. Now 60,000. The streets run brown with gravy.
None should go without chips.
None shall either.
Doesn't matter how you say it. The message is clear.
The gravy chip trout is about to be broken.
Scott, 131060, where do you think we should hold Chipapalooza?
How you going, fellas?
Yeah,
Very
really
good,
good,
Scotty.
Scott. You've put some thought into this, I'd say.
I'm actually just driving through the town on my way home. It's at Robertson, just on the Southern Highlands, south of Sydney. They've actually got a big potato sitting just off the side of the road. It's like potato country.
And Scott, that is fantastic. Do you
Are
reckon...
you sure it's not just a rock?
Yeah, it looks like a big turd just sitting on the side of the road, but it has got a big potato sign out the front of it. So.
Do you reckon, would the town of Robinson be prepared to shave one down, or at least take a chip off it, do you reckon, if we were to go there?
Yeah, they'd love it.
Thank you, Scott. Linda, an idea for a guest to Chipapalooza party?
Absolutely, it's got to be the Chippendales.
The Chippendales, yes.
I mean, Linda, probably more catching your eye more than mine, but hey, I'm happy.
Imagine if we could make just a small string bikini out of the gravy chip so you could nibble it off, Linda.
Oh, absolutely, I'll do it for free. No worries.
Well, we were hoping you weren't going to charge us, Linda.
Your payment is you get to eat the chip.
Thank you, Linda. Excellent suggestion. Note that down, Ham. You're taking the minutes. Andrew, an idea for Chip Day.
Hey, guys, I reckon we should just wind it all back, go to the government. I reckon public holiday.
Public holiday.
Anyone that sacks a worker for not going on Chip Day is a bum.
Agreed, Andrew. We'll do our best. Charmaine, a suggestion for where to hold Chipapalooza, the party to celebrate the release of the People's Chip.
Well, it's got to be Chippendale in Sydney.
Chippendale in Sydney, yes, that springs to mind. A Dale devoted to chips.
So far, 2 chip-themed ones from Sydney. Thank you, Charmaine. Also, someone said if you spell it differently, Chipley in Canberra. Howard rang and suggested that would be a good one.
It's borderline. Still goes on the list, though. Hey, I'm just the guy that takes the minutes. I'm not here to argue.
Alistair, 131060. Have you got an idea for where we could hold the
Hey,
Chip
boys,
Palooza
this
party?
afternoon.
Yeah, really
Very good,
well,
thanks,
Alistair.
Alistair.
Well, great, because guess what? The chips are coming. The chips are on their way.
I can't wait.
Where do you think we should hold it,
What
Alistair?
about a little country town there in northeast Victoria in the Mallee, and it's called Burchip.
Burchip. In Victoria.
And, home of the country roast.
Country roast, so they know their gravy.
That is a big call. Is that been authorised in any way that they can say they're the home of the roast?
No, I'm sorry, it hasn't, boys, but I'm sure it'll give you a chip a bit. Not quite a run for its money.
Thank you very much, Alistair. Kylie, an idea for another guest at the Chipapalooza party.
I have Tom the Chippy.
Tom the Chippy. Tommy Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would
I
be
think we
good.
could hold it at my house, pool party.
You just want to see Tom Williams with
Kylie,
his shirt off.
between you,
Oh, yeah. And how about we fill your pool with gravy? Let's just get him swimming in gravy.
Yay!
That's actually not a bad idea. We should have a pool full of gravy. Kylie, between you and our other call, one of the Chippendales, this is just turning into some sort of hen's night.
Well, hens have chicks.
Well, it is
and
Sex
chicks
in the
sound-
City premiere night.
Oh, Kylie, you're right tonight.
On the day where Australia is not only awash with gravy, but has very high levels of estrogen today.
Kylie, thank you. They're all going in. Great suggestions, Ham. We'll try and make sure that this party gets a hell of a lot of heat before 27th of June, where Chip Day will reign and triumph across the whole of Australia.
I don't know about the Chippendales, but Tom will be in. He'll come, for sure.
Let's work on the Chippendales.
What about this? Got to have the Gobbledock.
The
Don't we?
Gobbledock's in. And I think you're right, with a pool of gravy.
Oh, sorry, just had a terrific idea. Tom Williams wrestles the Gobbledock. But
in a pool of gravy.
But Tom Williams has to have his hands handcuffed behind his back because he's massive. He's about
Yeah.
3 times the size of the Gobbledock.
In a pool
of gravy. Now that is a party.
That's a party, everybody.
Yes, lick your lips, everybody, because we're 4 days away.
This Friday is the official, the floodgates open. The gravy floodgates open. It's the official launch of the People's Chip to the masses. I know for people that have been listening regularly to the show, you'd know that we had 495 bags. That was the first run, the sample run, just to test the water. And I guess if
And they
they
were
were
just in
testing
sample silver bags.
if they were testing the water for temperature, and the temperature represented excitement. Yeah. They were going in thinking, oh, maybe it'll be lukewarm, and it was boiling hot. It was sizzling hot. Yeah. So in response to the outrage of the people that fell short of getting some of the people's chip, on Friday, 60,000 bags will be unveiled, released across the country.
This is the chip you invented. If you're your first time listening to the show, first of all, welcome. But you've invented a chip. It is gravy, and it's spectacular. So well done. Haim,
it's exciting because more details are coming to hand about the actual launch, the celebration.
And you and I put a bit of time into this over the break, and we're really excited about the Chipapalooza party. The thing we're most excited about, and this is the first time we've talked about it on the show, you may have heard it across the day, but there's going to be a gravy boat, everybody.
The chip ship.
There's going to be a chip ship.
We are launching the chip on a ship on Sydney Harbour.
Chips ahoy, everybody, because it's very exciting. On Friday, the party, the official opening party, will be a floating starship.
We will be on the ship formerly known as the Starship Sydney, the ultimate cruising experience.
I think
currently known as the Chip Ship
or the
Sydney.
Star Chip.
The Star Chip, the ultimate flavour experience.
Yes.
Do you know what? At the moment, people might have seen in the papers, there's all this hoo-ha about, who are we going to get to promote Australia? Who's the next face? Who's the next tourism face? We don't need a face. No. Get a camera down to Sydney Harbour. You've got the Opera House, you've got the Harbour Bridge, you've got the gravy chip, and excited Australians. There's your ad.
Absolutely. We're going to give you more details coming to hand, and of course you can win across the day.
Interesting question here, Ando, is if it is the gravy boat, if we've got the chips on there, if God forbid something happens and the ship goes down, and I'm sure it won't, I'm sure the Starship's in it. It's a good boat. Yeah. She's a good ship, but you've got to be prepared when you go to sea.
It's an ultimate cruising experience.
Normally, it's women and children first.
Yeah.
Would it be women, children, chips?
No.
Women, chips, children.
Have another crack.
Chips, women, children.
Probably just chips, and everyone stay on board.
As a sign of respect. Going down to the bottom of the harbour, knowing we did the right thing, and we got the chips on the boats.
One special guest we are really hoping will come to the Chipapalooza gravy boat party.
Yeah.
He's a big ask. He's an icon. It's a big ask. We've got a representative of this particular person right on the line now. Seb from Smiths, how are you going?
G'day, boys. We're very well. We've been busy, but we're very well.
How are the factories going, pumping out the 60,000 bags?
Mate, they are. They're pumping out. We had a bit of an accident. One of the trucks crashed, but nobody hurt.
Hey, hang on.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about people. What about the chips?
Mate, the chip packets on the way to the chip factory ran off the road down in Victoria, but no harm, no foul. Everybody's safe.
I'm really disappointed we didn't have Powderfinger, Nobody Knows the song, just to kind of spark up when you said that, because that was really a touching moment.
Seb, has this put a dent in the production? Is there going to be a delay because of this accident?
Oh, mate, after we failed to deliver 500 packets and only delivered 495, we couldn't do it to you again, so we've got everyone back on track and we're right to go.
Because the Gobbledoc would have fired you without blinking.
Mate, I was halfway out the door.
I've never seen the Gobbledoc blink. To be honest, I think his lids are stuck to the top of his face.
Someone would have come in. He's probably got an assistant that can blink for him, or at least put a little eye patch over his plastic eyes, and he would have fired you in an instant. Now, Seb, speaking of the Gobbledoc, we've got Chipapalooza this Friday. What are the chances? Of course, we could never get the Gobbledoc himself on the line to ask him, but I know you know people that can get to him. He sits atop, probably he's on the whole top floor of the Smiths offices, and just for the Gobbledoc.
Yeah.
But if you can get to him, could we get him at the party on Friday?
Mate, I've been here 10 years. I've never met him.
Yeah.
Well, no surprises, mate, because, I've lived in the Commonwealth for 26 years and I've not met the Queen. You don't always get to meet the top of the tree.
No, boys, I've had a chat to his PA, and he is available Friday night. But he doesn't say much, right? He's monosyllabic. He only say one word.
What's the word?
Chippies.
Chippies.
That's fine.
Is that? Can we get the Gobbledoc saying something else? It'd be a coup.
That's never happened before.
I can't believe he runs the whole corporation off one word. But, I mean, if you're going to be the head of Smiths, what else are you going to say?
Well, so you're saying he'll be there without blinking, Seb?
100%. He'll look like he's awake all night. His eyes will be wedged open. He'll be there.
Thank you, Seb.
Great.
That is
I can't
great
believe
news.
we've got the Gobbledoc.
The Gobbledoc is coming to Chipapalooza, everybody. Get on, get excited. And to be honest, we'll release on Thursday evening where you will be able to get your hands on the People's Chip. No one will miss out. That's a guarantee.
Quick thing, Andy, it's actually my little sister's birthday on Friday.
Yeah.
She's turning 22, so obviously I know it's a bit of a bending of the rules, but...
What?
Well, surely she can come along because I'm not going to be able to go to her party.
No, of course not. She can ring up 13 10 60 across the workday and work out what song lyric we've replaced with Chip, and if she is lucky enough to win a pass to the party, she can come along.
Not fair play.
Hamish and Andy driving you home.
Driving people home, but really flying high,
yeah,
I would say, on a wave of excitement for this Friday.
Haim, in the spirit of Grey's Anatomy or Lost, where they do a previously on Lost, I'd like to do a previously on Hamish and Andy with regards to this Chip, just so people are up to scratch. Sorry if you have been following this the whole time, but
really, I mean, if you are well aware of the journey. It's always nice to just
have a
bit more gravy, isn't it?
Previously on Hamish and Andy, yes, we put out the call, what flavoured chip do you want? 40,000 votes said a gravy chip. It went into production. 495 bags were made as a test run. People slept out. Some
there was
missed
a riot.
out. People yelled at Smith.
We were so lucky tear gas wasn't used.
Yeah.
We didn't need it. People were crying anyway.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
enough chips.
Smiths answered the call after they were called a number of bad names, and they're releasing 60,000. Your chip, the People's Chip, they are being released on Friday, everybody. You can go to hamishandy.com.au. You can click on where you can get your hands on them, the closest place, and they're free.
Then they're free. We're going to have chip skips where you can just go and fill up on chips. It's every kid's dream come true.
Oh, man.
But Andy, in the lead up, so many suggestions coming in for what Chipapalooza should look and feel like.
Well, Chipapalooza is a party, everybody, that we are doing to celebrate the Chip Day.
Friday night on Sydney Harbour on the Gravy Boat.
Yeah.
Formerly the Starship Sydney, the Ultimate Cruising Experience. Now, the Gravy Boat, the HMAS Gravy, the Chip Ship, the Ultimate Taste Experience. We were not aware of this, but it's come to our attention that a song that fits so well with this event is already in existence.
There is a song called Gravy Boat.
It's called the Gravy Boat. Now, I mean, do we tell people who sung this?
Yes, and I think we should play their original hit.
Good. It's by a band called The Vaughns. Who? I hear people ask. Fair question, we respond. The Vaughns, if you were a fan of novelty songs in 1995, I realise that's a dwindling demographic, released the song Who Farted.
Terrific.
If you didn't catch it in 95, here it is.
We're gonna say it. Who farted? We're gonna say it. Who farted?
I mean, you're all probably running to your cassette singles to go through it to see whether you own that song, Who Farted.
Made it to number 54 on Triple J's Hottest 100 in 1995.
Slim year.
Who Farted is not only a great title for a novelty song, but I challenge anyone to find a better slogan for the comedy T-shirt. Anytime I see someone wearing a Who Farted T-shirt, I just think, you've given up. You have given up. You're onto comedy T-shirts, and you found the worst of them, the Who Farted T-shirt.
From the amazing band that bought us.
Well, that was their
Who
breakthrough.
Farted.
That was their breakthrough single.
Yeah. I mean, that was, probably one. You two, that'd be their one,
Yeah.
A
lot of people thought it was their opus.
Yeah, and this, and I reckon this song, The Gravy Boat, would be another great, amazing song that we should have heard of many a time before.
If Who Farted was their We Are the Champions, The Gravy Boat, the song we're about to play you, was their Bohemian Rhapsody. Have a listen.
Come on and give it to me, baby. Squirt that gravy.
So welcome to the Gravy Boat.
Awesome.
On the ocean round we will float, splashing round, playing the song. On the gravy we have fun, yeah.
Now, call me ignorant, but I'd never heard that song before we discovered it today online.
Yeah.
It's inspired us. I think we should launch some sort of additional navy, the Gravy Navy, and that should be our theme song. We should have one navy to protect our borders, and then what about a Gravy Navy to welcome people who we want? Bring us, you're sick, you're hungry, we'll give them gravy.
So obviously the welcoming committee would arrive, Ham.
We'd pipe that out of speakers.
Okay, so...
Welcome to the Gravy Boat.
As they arrive in the country, we've got...
So welcome to the Gravy Boat.
Good to have you here.
On the ocean round we will float.
Have a chip.
even, I mean, God forbid, but if something happened on Friday night, and again, I'm sure it wouldn't, the Starship Sydney, she's a good vessel, but if something happened...
babe, it's the ultimate cruising experience.
If something happened on the gravy boat at Chipperpalooza on Friday night to celebrate the launch of the People's Chip... Rather than the initial sort of sirens going, run to the lifeboats, I would like this to play.
So welcome to the Gravy Boat.
Who says evacuating has to be serious?
You're with Hamish and Andy. Speaking of massive events, we've got one coming up here in Australia.
Yeah.
Hamish and I are releasing the People's Chip. 43,000 people voted. They wanted a gravy-flavoured crisp. Unfortunately, the first run was 495 bags, but we are now getting 60,000 bag run of the People's Chip and a massive Chipperpalooza party. I wanted to know, Michael.
Yes, sir.
If you were to perform at the Chipperpalooza party, what song would you think would best represent the excitement and phenomenon that is the People's Gravy Chip?
That is a killer question.
It's hard,
isn't
isn't it?
That's not
It's
that
like
easy.
we're having an Olympics on the moon. Pick a song.
That's, that's like...
It's a pretty big event.
Wait, what would it be? What would it be?
I mean, we thought maybe Shakira, My Chips Don't Lie. we've had there's the old Naughty by Nature hip hop hooray, which you could do chip hop hooray.
Yeah, chip hop hooray. Oh, crunch, crunch. Hey,
that's a pretty good.
Okay, I don't know what song, but I need to know something. Like when you're saying gravy, because I'm from Canada, I don't know if you mean the same thing. You talking like gravy that you like put on turkey and chicken?
Yeah.
You know that sounds really good. What about? Gravy, I'm amazed at the way you taste it all the time. That's good. Woo!
It's like you've just reached into my heart and listened.
Well, on that note, mate, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Call Me Irresponsible sellout tour, but also Call Me Irresponsible, the album. Contribute to the next mansion.
Thank you. I want an airplane real bad.
Yes.
I've got the hanger. I look like an idiot. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.
So welcome to the Gravy Boat. On the ocean brown we will float, splashing round, playing the song.
Hamish and Andy, it's bloody catchy. What a shame that novelty song was released before the era of downloadable ringtones.
I know.
Who wouldn't want the Gravy Boat as a ringtone?
It's Hamish and Andy driving you home.
Can we reveal on that song? I mean, it's by a band called The Vaughns. We were contacted by email by members of the Vaughns. They've split up, I think.
Happy to reform, though.
Happy to reform now that the Gravy Boat's getting some airplay.
Don't jump the gun, guys.
It's all right, guys. Look, you enjoyed massive success in 1995 with your hit song, Who Farted. Let's just leave it at that.
Hame, Chip Day. It's only a few days away, and we are having a Chipperpalooza party that you, the people, are putting together for us, which is fantastic, and coming along to. For people who don't know, you invented a chip. It's a gravy chip.
After,
centuries of waiting a release.
Well, really, 14 billion years in the making. In a way. Had to make Earth first, then we had to evolve, then we had to get brains, then we had to invent potatoes or discover them, then we had to invent gravy.
Amazing.
It has been ages in the making, but finally the people have got the gravy chip. 60,000 bags will be distributed across the nation on Friday to celebrate the chip ship. The Gravy Boat will set sail at our Chipperpalooza party on Friday night.
Oh, dear. We're going to have to wear captain's hats. The party theme is gravy. Look, Eve has won her way in, and she joins us right now. Eve, how you going?
Oh, not too bad. Very excited.
You should be.
Can't wait.
Goes without saying, Eve.
Now,
goes without saying.
You live in Sydney, Eve.
Obviously, the opening ceremony, closing ceremony on the harbour, a lot of fireworks in the year 2000.
For the Olympic Games,
Yeah, a lot of people got their sort of own boats out onto the harbour for a good look at it. When the Gravy Boat set sail, do you feel there'll be a lot of sailboats out just trying to get a glimpse? Will we have people jumping overboard from their own vessels to try and swim aboard and illegally board the Gravy Boat?
I definitely would be if I didn't get a ticket.
Well done, Eve.
Is there anything else, Eve, that you're doing in preparation for Chipperpalooza?
Well, I've got my nail artist preparing for my nails. I've told her I wanted to look like chips and gravy, so let's see if she can do it.
Brown nails. Fantastic, Eve. Thank you so much. We can't wait to see you in Sydney. From Eve to Lisa Ham. Lisa from Adelaide, you'll be travelling to Sydney Harbour with us to be on the Gravy Boat.
Yes, I will.
Are you pumped?
I'm so excited. You've got no idea.
Now, who are you taking, Lise?
A very good friend of mine, Sarah.
And have you put other friends at noses out of joint? I mean, it's a big decision.
It's pretty exclusive.
I have. Everyone at work is really dark on me for not taking them.
No, we all laughed at Augustus Gloop in Willy Wonka when he won the golden ticket, and just it was easy to laugh at a kid like that, but. What a difficult decision when you can only take one person to the most magical place on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have had a lot of friends, Augustus, that were yelling at him going, take me to the chocolate factory, and you faced the same thing.
I did. I had money offers and everything.
Really? How much? What was the money offer for the Chipperpalooza party?
I think someone offered me $1,000 for my ticket.
You're joking.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Time for one more. Nick from Melbourne Ham. He'll be travelling to Sydney Harbour with us to be on the Chipperpalooza boat. How you feeling, Nick?
Yeah, good, thanks, guys. How are you?
Yeah,
mate, we're ecstatic. I'm basically sweating gravy. That's how excited I am.
Nick, is there anything you're doing special in preparation for Chipperpalooza? Obviously, you know it's brown-themed. There's going to be a ball pit with a solitary potato in there for people to jump in and try and find the potato. It's so much fun happened on such a great vessel.
Yeah, well, I don't have any brown clothes, so I'm thinking of a full-body rub-down in fake tan.
Beautiful.
And as it's Pants Off Friday, maybe no pants.
Who ordered the entertainment? We did. His name's Nick.
And he's from Melbourne. Thank you so much, mate. We can't wait to see you Friday on Sydney Harbour on the chip ship, the gravy boat.
To celebrate the day where the People's Chip was distributed to the people, 60,000 bags for free across the country. For details, go to hamishandandy.com.au. They'll be available near you from 9 a.m. on Friday. Let there be chips, said the Lord, near the back of the Bible.
Chip news, everybody.
On the eve of this event, and it's been such a journey, such a beautiful, flowing journey down the river of gravy.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure that all our T's are crossed, all our I's are dotted. We've got Seb, our Smiths man, on the line to us now. He was there with us from the beginning. He has joined us for the excitement. He's joined us for the pain.
How are you, Seb?
Well, boys, very well.
Seb,
what's the mood like? How's the gobbledock?
I mean, from your perspective, Seb, you've done your job. You've delivered us all the chips on time.
Mate, we're very proud to do that, and yeah, happy to help you guys out. But the gobbledock's excited too. I was talking to him earlier. He can't wait for tomorrow night.
How did he know? Can't he just say chippies?
He just blinked at me. I knew.
A blink?
That'd be rare. Doesn't he have plastic eyes?
Well, Seb, I mean, it is out of your hands now. Just talk us through how you felt, because we did criticise Smiths.
Sure. There was some Smiths bashing.
There was some Smiths bashing for a while there before you've come out and answered the call. You're happy with how the journey's been so far, though?
Mate, we are very happy. We were happy to deliver them to you guys, though, because it was like a weight off the shoulders. We didn't want the responsibility of... delivering the King's Gold.
Chips off your shoulders in a good way. And
Look, Seb, obviously we've got 60,000 hitting the streets tomorrow, flooding the streets
now,
with
Seb,
gravy.
I reckon that will mean people probably safe, for until after midday or so to kind of get to the delivery point.
9 o'clock in the morning, the doors open. Surely 60,000 will last until, I'd say, even maybe Saturday, just in case people can't make it down tomorrow.
How many? I mean, 60,000 bags we've got. How many packets of Smith's Crisps do you normally sell in a day?
Mate, I would be surprised if yours lasted 3 hours. We sell 250,000 packets a day.
And people, what? 250,000?
No wonder 250,000 bags of chips a day. So each week, you almost sell 2 million bags of chips.
Correct.
Are there even that many potatoes in the universe? That is amazing.
So, Seb, people better get down.
250,000 bags a day.
I thought we'd be fine.
I thought you might sell 10,000 a day.
So we're in trouble here.
What are the biggest days for chip buying? Obviously, weekends.
Biggest day is Saturday, and then second biggest day is Tuesday.
Is it really?
After the weekend.
How about that? I really wouldn't have expected Tuesday.
Friday.
So it kind of works because people are obviously buying up big on a Friday. They have their parties and their functions across the weekend.
Yeah.
Still got a few left on Monday, and then get a bit hungry on Tuesday.
Need more chips.
Seb, I would recommend everyone to get to the point then as of 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm not sure whether we'll see the sleep out, but I hope that there's people getting there before 9.
I would recommend that you get there at the crack of 9 because it doesn't look like they'll last too much longer.
In fact, line up, people. Hey, don't miss out. Please don't miss out again because we can't go through this all again. This is it. This is it.
Out of the 250,000 bags sold a day, what percentage does the gobbledock himself see? Like, is he well looked after?
Look, he'd be putting away 10, 12 packs a day. He's a fairly rotund little fellow.
No. I mean, I don't mean how many does he eat. Obviously, his diet is 100% chips. We know that. That's the kind of monster he is. But I'm talking dollars-wise. What's he saying? Even if it's a cent a bag, he's got to be loaded by now, doesn't he?
Mate, he's well looked after.
Okay, good.
Very good. Hey, Seb, thank you so much for joining us. I think the message is pretty bloody clear, though. I didn't realise this.
How hungry?
But I am now nervous, Ham, that people aren't going to be able to get chips.
Isn't that amazing? Every time we click your fingers, there's like 100 bags of chips being bought in that instance.
Steph joins us on the
That's
line.
amazing. Thanks, Seb.
Steph has just rung in. You're going to get up early, Steph. You've seen how dire this is.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go to sleep tonight. We're just going to stay awake because we're way too excited.
Yep.
And we're starting to get ready now. We're just packing up our stuff and getting ready to make the trip down to Melbourne.
Wow. So whereabouts do you live?
We live in Rochester. It's a little town just south of Echuca.
It's lovely.
So you're
we
you're
went
near
near
the
it.
New South Wales border?
Pretty close to it, yeah.
And you're going to head down instead of up?
Well, we're closer to Melbourne than Sydney's about 8 hours away, whereas Melbourne's about 3.
Good call, then.
I mean, unless someone fills a barge up full of chips and floats them up the Murray, then you've got to get to Melbourne.
So what time do you anticipate leaving?
3 o'clock tomorrow morning at the latest.
Yeah, good, because that'll get you in around about 6, as you say, which gives you 3 hours of line-up time.
To plan your assault.
To make sure you don't miss out on the people's amazing gravy-flavoured chips.
Well, we're bringing a thermos and a video camera, a picnic rug. We're getting prepared, and we're so excited.
It's like the birth of a child, and you should prepare likewise. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you, Steph. Hit us hamishandy.com.au if you're getting involved tomorrow.
250,000 bags of chips a day. Gobbledock's got to be loaded. It's unbelievable. No wonder he's so excited, running around all the time. Look, for people that have maybe not known too much about the journey of the gravy chips, and maybe were thinking of coming on down to the station later on, maybe tomorrow. Pity the fool who waits for the gravy chip, as Shakespeare himself said, because they have gone very rapidly.
The early bird gets the gravy chip.
Certainly does.
As the saying says.
Whole bag of them. Sometimes weighing even more than a bird.
For people who may have just tuned in for the first time ever,
welcome.
Welcome, by all means.
Good day to tune in, because I don't know if I got my choice out of days to tune into a new radio show, I'd choose the history-making day.
Yeah, the day a couple of months ago, the people spoke, 40,000 votes, said they wanted a gravy-flavoured chip. We pestered. Smith said, yeah, okay, we'll do it.
The Gobbledock caved. There were threats to flush his head down the toilet.
There's been anger.
He's the right height.
And there was obviously there was an original launch of 400 or so bags, which was really caused a riot.
Almost did more harm than good.
60,000 went out today.
This morning, 60,000 bags of your chips were released across the country. I feel like this is sort of like the Channel 9 election count. Here in the tally room, we are monitoring the distribution and the hunger for the gravy chip across the country.
Now, Ham, if you'd let me take you around the country, I was just hoping perhaps you could give more of a political analysis as we go. Sydney, of course, kicking it off there, where we're having Chipapalooza this evening. Only 1,000 left.
7,000 bags gone. Boom, vanished into your guts, but effectively into thin air.
South Australia, all gone.
Out.
All
Bang.
gone.
Done.
No further activity.
Thousands, whole allocation. Done. Gone. HamishAndAndy.com.au. You will be updated as we go with exactly how many chips left, but this is current if you want to keep track of this throughout the afternoon.
Melbourne, 1,000 left.
Also, 8,000 plus bags. Boom. Vanished. Gone.
There you go. So currently, what are we on? 30,000 gone? About 25,000?
Close to, nudging 30,000.
Perth, only 1,000 left.
Well, it actually says 1,00. So I don't know if that's 100 or a sloppily written 1,000.
It's 1,000.
There's 1,000 left. So we've still got, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth have still got 1,000 left.
Brisbane.
Bang, gone.
Bad luck.
Starving.
See you later.
This morning, riots outside the station.
And I stress, no further activity in Brisbane.
That's it. I mean, all lines of communication gone. We did not expect the demand.
Newcastle, Ham. 2,400 left.
But that's okay.
Well, come on, Newey. I mean, you complained.
Maybe
you complained.
Maybe people weren't. Yeah, there was a lot of complaints from you guys. Actually, yes. when we first launched the People's
We
Chip,
left Newcastle off.
Newcastle was not able. Smiths left them off.
They
because
sulked like a baby that couldn't have a packet of chips on the way out of say, a Woolworths or
and now,
Safeway.
Newcastle, we're going to sit there and watch you eat these 2,500 bags until they're all gone and you've learnt your lesson. How's this, though, Andy?
Canberra has.
The story, probably the greatest display of hunger from around the nation goes to Canberra. 3,000 bags of the People's Chips this morning vanished.
In 47 minutes.
Not even U2 tickets went that quickly. The People's Chip is bigger than U2, which at their height were bigger than the Beatles, and whose at their height were bigger than Jesus. Do the maths. The People's Chip is bigger than Jesus.
Canberra, none left, no further activity. And speaking of Canberra, Ham, and this is maybe why Canberra really got involved, the Prime Minister himself, Kevin Rudd, had something to say. He was on Perth Breakfast Radio this morning.
Talking from Canberra, though.
Yeah.
It's gone to the top.
Yeah.
And usually when we say this thing's gone to the top, we mean the gobbledock. But this is slightly higher than the gobbledock.
It's gone to the nation's leader. Your chip was commented on by the nation's leader. Have a listen.
They're thinking about turning Chip Day into a public holiday, and to approve that, we would need the Prime Minister of Australia. Good morning, Mr. Kevin Rudd.
What are you doing with the People's Chip?
Hamish and Andy, of course, you're aware, have developed their very own chip, the gravy chip, and today is Chip Day, Prime Minister.
The gravy chip.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I get a department working on it or
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need that to happen.
Department of Gravy Chips?
Yes. Oh, Hamish would wet his pants if he heard you say that.
Taxpayer.
You've got a queue of people outside, they tell me, waiting for these gravy chips.
Yes.
They've camped out overnight, Prime Minister.
Is that right?
Yes. Can we, in fact, get Chip Day made a national holiday? Will you endorse it for us? Will you take it to Parliament?
Could you get a petition of 1.5 million Australians to that effect?
Consider it done,
Sure.
mate.
Well, thank you, Prime Minister, so much. Hey, thanks for calling through.
Well, thanks very much. And I basically just got the word over here about the chips, so I thought you might be able to send us some.
We'll send you some gravy chips, absolutely, Mr. Prime Minister.
Look after yourself.
K-Rudd hungry for the chip.
Oh, why wouldn't he?
1.5 million people, Kev. Yeah. Just give me till 5 o'clock. P.S. I'll be taking a 15-minute break in the middle because it won't be a problem. If we had 1.5 million lines open on 131060, we can get 1.5 million people now that want the chip.
Extraordinary, though, and good on him. K-Rudd coming to the call. He wants the People's Chip.
He's kicking himself going.
He's saying he needs to be, a bit more sure.
Do you know what I reckon he's done? He's gone, sounds like a great idea, well done, People's Chip. He's gone back into his office and started leafing through the Ideas Summit ideas, going, I'm sure it was in there somewhere. How did we miss this? How did we miss this at the Ideas Summit?
What I love is if the Prime Minister actually has to be called to action, it's generally you have to have a statement like this, Ham. Well, Prime Minister, I think it's time for you, Kevin Rudd, to get out of bed and put your coat on.
And smell the chip.
So that's the message we're sending him.
How's this, Andy? My mum calls me this morning and said, honey, I'm at the dentist. And I said, what's going on? I said, I've got to have a bit of mouth work done. I said, when's your appointment? She said, well, it was for 20 minutes ago. I went, well, why aren't you in the dentist? She said, because the oral hygienist hasn't turned up. The dentist is ready to go. But the girl that needs to assist the dentist, the oral hygienist, not here. I said, where is she? She's down getting the People's Chip. She's stuck in the queue and she's not getting out. She was near the front of the queue. She didn't want to miss out on her chips. So Mum had to sit there at the dentist waiting for the oral hygienist to turn up because she'd been off getting the People's Chip. When she got there, the receptionist tasted the chip, said, I love them, closed reception for half an hour and went to get the chip. It's come back to bite my mum on the teeth.
131060 then. What did you put on hold to get chips today?
Mate, if you're involved...
131060. What did you put on hold to get chips today?
Sam, what did you put on hold? Did you pull a sickie?
How are you guys? Thanks for the gravy chip.
Sam. Happy Chip Day.
Thank you. I went and dropped off my wife, went and got the packet of chip at the morning.
Yep.
8:30 in line. I was about 100 and something in Canberra.
Yep.
Got the chip. Wasn't allowed to open it though. I had to keep it until I could have it in the afternoon with my wife and my friends.
Yeah. Tough.
Was sitting on my desk. I've got it right here.
Yeah.
Hasn't been opened yet.
Wow.
And I was looking at me and I'm going, I can't look at this anymore. So I left work early at about 3:30.
Yep.
And I heard on the radio, on the Canberra radio station, there was some more left over. So your facts weren't right.
They've found some more.
There was 500 left.
Maybe your relief
3:30
drop.
in the afternoon.
Well, I do know that the Defence Force obviously has its base in Canberra. Perhaps there was a 500-pack relief drop.
No, they thought they only had 100 left, and then they said they found an extra 400.
Oh, I smell trickery.
Thank you, Sam, for alerting us with that. John, 131060, what did you put on hold? How did your chip day go?
Lads, love your work. If all marketing could be so cleverly done in everything we've done and more enjoyable, there's no such thing. So I've actually missed an international flight.
You've missed an international flight. Terrific. I do think...
Where were you going? Where were you going?
Hong Kong. And tomorrow morning, the People's Ship will be in Hong Kong.
Amazing.
It's already starting to spread.
International, boys.
Now,
So,
are you going
getting a little bit of a licensing fee out of all this because you're making everyone happy and for all the right reasons.
John, but we're not selling them. We're giving them away for free.
The thing
That's your problem, boys. Marketing par excellence. You got to work on the other part, though.
Yeah, it's like World Vision marketing. We're not making any money.
But John, is it for business you're going across for Hong
World
Kong?
Youth Day's coming, boys. So maybe there's something there for you.
John, for business are you going to Hong Kong?
Yes, 3 years.
Imagine the amount of deals you can close now just by waving one chip as a bribe.
Imagine what I can do with a box, boys. Think of that.
John.
I mean,
well
you did
done.
miss your flight, but I don't know if we can swing a box. But thank you, John.
Samantha, 131060.
Hi, Hamish. Hi, Andy. How are ya?
Very good. Happy Chip Day, Samantha.
Happy Chip Day to you too, guys.
How'd it go for you this morning?
Well, I was actually proposed to this morning with my morning coffee, and I said, yeah, hold that thought for about an hour. I'm going to get myself some gravy chips.
Great! And did you get yourself a pack?
Oh, yeah, I did, and I shared it with my mum.
And then did you go back to the guy that had originally proposed to you?
He would have had a sore leg. He's been down on one knee for about an hour and a half.
and what'd you say?
I said, oh, you can ask me again now. I've got my gravy chips. I'm fine.
And and then he asked you again, and what did you say?
I said yes.
You said, you know that I will love you less than a packet of chips, but if you can take that on board...
I said I'd love you more than a packet of gravy chips any day.
Oh, of course you were joking, but what a nice thing to say.
You're listening to the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Now, we knew that the Smith's Chips customer service line would be inundated today. People are so excited.
Whoever was on the end of that line was going to be swamped, and probably, I would say, not a lot of people call that line. So to get the match fit...
I disagree, Ham. I think they were going to be swamped today.
Well, I mean, in the past, before today, I don't think... I would assume you probably sit in a room and the phone doesn't ring for a whole day, right? So we knew today was the day when they were going to get inundated with compliments about the gravy chips. So very early this morning, as soon as the chips were open and were released to the people, Andy and I decided to put the Smith's consumer feedback line
just through their paces,
just to get the match fit for all the compliments that no doubt will be flooding through,
and make sure that they were taking it down. Ham.
Yeah,
this is how it went.
Thank you for calling the Smith Snack Food Company's Consumer Information Centre. Calls to this centre are free from all phones except mobiles. If you would like to speak to an operator, press 2 or simply stay on the line and your call will be answered by the first available operator.
Smith Snack Foods, this is Jenny. How can I help you?
Oh, yeah. Hi, my name's Dave. How you going?
Good, thanks, Dave. And you?
Yeah, really good. I'm just calling about this, the gravy-flavoured chip.
Yes.
I just wanted to say I really love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'll pass that feedback on to our marketing guy. So what's your name again?
David.
The Smith Snack Food Company, this is Jenny. How can I help you?
Jenny.
Hello.
How bloody good is this chip, Jenny? Have you bloody tasted the gravy chip?
Yes, I have.
I just took this chip in my mouth. I took one bite and I said, "F yeah."
Man, oh man, that's some kind of response. Hello, the Smith Snack Food Company. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Yeah, sorry, my name's Shane.
Shane.
Yeah, I'm just going up with a complaint.
Oh, dear. What's the matter, Shane?
I was going out with a complaint about this gravy chip.
What's the matter with the gravy chip?
I finished my bag.
You finished your bag, Shane.
Oh, that's my complaint.
Shane, I love your work.
Yeah, mate, I would fair income sell my mum for a bag of this.
Oh, bathe me in gravy, baby. It was extraordinary. Have you tasted it, Jenny?
I've actually tasted it today. I don't know whether I'd bathe in it, but it's pretty good, isn't it? You sell your mother. That's a bit drastic, isn't it, Shane?
Nah.
It's not. I don't know whether your mother would like to hear that, would she?
Yeah, no, she'd sell me for one. Chip that divides families. But brings them together as well in a strange way.
Thanks, Shane. I'll certainly pass your feedback on.
Yeah. How's about getting a bloody never-ending chip bag together like they did with the Tim Tams?
Okay, look, I'll certainly pass that by the marketing guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Shane. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Bye.
She didn't skip a beat, Jenny.
She didn't. Jenny is ready. So if you're enjoying the gravy chips, I hope she doesn't mind us saying this, but Jenny is waiting for your call. What a glorious day it is, Andy. The day the People's Chip has been released.
Yeah.
To the public. There's still a few thousand bags across the nation, over 50,000 already gone since 9 a.m. this morning. An amazing end to a journey that started off a single phone call, Andy. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've had riots, we've had tears, we've obviously had joy.
We've had gravy.
And what better way to top off this glorious day than our favourite gravy-coloured pooch.
No, your favourite.
Lay Bassart.
No one loves it. No one likes it.
Fred Bassett, ladies and gentlemen. Regular listeners of the show would be aware that, that at the end of the show we celebrate life and laughter on a Friday by reading from the book of Fred Bassett, the lovable dog that appears in some syndicated newspapers Australia-wide. Some haven't woken up to the charms of our mate Fred. But
when you've finished your propaganda, just...
Look up. I am dropping leaflets from a Zeppelin above you.
Don't ruin today of all days.
It's not
I'm going to
celebration.
I will press your buttons today. I've had enough of Fred Bassett, the People's...
the People's Saint.
No.
Bernard. He's a Basset hound. Would have worked perfectly if he was a Saint Bernard.
The People's Terror.
Ouch.
And Haim, I know you like reading this comic, but I thought I'd really kick you where it hurts.
Kick away, my friend. You've done many bad things to me.
I've tried.
Yeah, you have.
Gail joins me on the line from North Star Steel.
Who's Gail?
I actually have put aside a pallet of People's Chips.
Well, I cry foul. Those are for the people.
They'll get to the people if you don't read Fred Bassett. Otherwise, Gail...
You son of a bitch.
Runs a big... You know what's coming, don't you?
I apologise if there are young ears listening. You son of a bitch.
Gail runs a big crusher. Big steel crusher. We're going to put the pallet in. Gail, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Gail?
Now, I can say I'm paying Gail for this, Ham. So don't try and plead to Gail. She's just doing a job. She's doing her job.
I am speechless.
Gail?
Yes?
What can you...
What will it take? What's he paying you? I'll double it.
No, don't listen to him. Gail?
Yes,
I'll
I'm
match
here.
any price. Gail. All I'm saying...
You could make infinity dollars here, Gail.
All I'm saying, Gail, is that you've got a massive crusher down there for rubbish.
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
It crushes steel.
It crushes steel.
Shreds steel, yes.
And shreds steel.
Yeah.
If we put a pallet of chips, would they turn to dust in how quickly?
Oh, probably about 30 seconds.
But Gail, you wouldn't dare.
Well, she would, babe.
Yeah, I would.
She would, mate. And guess what?
What?
It's happening. It's going to happen. So, Gail, we'd have no problem putting a pallet of the People's Chips. Obviously, they should go to the people, but Hamish, if you go against it, I mean, does it take long to fire up the machine? Gail?
No, not long at all. No, they just fire up and off she goes.
What have you crushed today, just out of interest? Any cars?
Yeah, plenty of cars.
What have you crushed? A priest's hat? What else? what blasphemous thing have you crushed? A box of Bibles?
Well, it's in your hands.
Crushed the Quran?
No, mainly steel.
Well, you're about to crush religious artefacts, Gail. I can't believe you
Gail, hold true.
Participating in this. Andy, you are a dog. This is beyond bad.
And I've got a two-pronged attack.
You are messing with a magic bigger than both of us. You are messing with the chip.
Gail goes on hold. Two-pronged attack, Ham. Joining us now is a young kid called Joey. He was responsible for having a go at Smith's Chips when he missed out on a chip.
Joey,
when they did an underrun.
Yeah, he got us to 60,000. Joey, how are you?
He said, hang on, he said this, he's responsible for this. Joey, if you can just sum up in maybe 2 or 3 words how it made you feel missing out on a packet of the People's Chip today.
I was devastated. It would have been a great way to start off my morning. I mean, Smith had the chance to basically end all war in the world, but instead they started another one.
It was my favourite piece of radio ever.
Joey, how are you today?
Good.
Now, Joey, it's been a war against Hamish and I about Fred Bassett for many years. You said the chip can end all wars. The chip's been released today. Did you feel a buzz today? Did you feel like the world was a better place?
Sort of. All the kids were talking to me about it at school.
Yeah, and do you feel that Hamish should stand down and end this war today?
I'm not sure, but one of you really has to. It's a really special day today. The gravy chips are coming out, 60,000 packets. One of you has to stand down for the sake of the gravy chips.
You bloody betcha.
Oh.
And all I can say, Ham.
And that could be our future Prime Minister ordering one of us to stand down. So stand down, Andy. Recall the chips.
Guess what?
What?
I'm not standing down. No matter what happens, I'm not standing down.
Oh, this is not good.
Hey,
One
Joey,
of you has to.
Hey, Joey, you're falling. It's falling on deaf ears when you direct anything to me. So direct something at Hamish because I'm not standing down.
Okay, Hamish, think about this. It was my birthday on Wednesday. You could treat it as a birthday present. Save the gravy chip.
Yeah, he loves chips, mate. He bloody loves chips.
All right.
Joey,
Joey,
thank you. We'll
thank
put you back
mate.
on hold.
Andy, you forced me into a corner, my friend.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Presidents on American films often say they do not negotiate with terrorists. Yeah. And what you are forcing me to do is negotiate with a terrorist. When I first started Fred Bassett, my friend, I swore that nothing would come between me and reading that cartoon. I've been waxed, I've been burnt, I've been tortured, you've made me vomit, you've strapped me to a roller coaster, you've pinched me, you've punched me, you've shot me, you've had my mum disown me, you've made my girlfriend destroy my things, you've flushed away my medication, but still, Bassett has been read. But the man that swore those words was a younger man. He hadn't tasted the gravy chip. He hadn't seen firsthand what it could do to people.
I've hit you right.
And you have put me in a situation, my friend, whereby destroying that pallet of chips will crush people, and I don't know if I could live with the crumbs of those chips on my conscience.
It'd be crumbs on your hands, mate. I've slapped you in the taste buds. I've punched you.
Don't you dare hold the chips over me ever again, Andy, but I never thought I would have to use this. But it saddens me to play the following tape. You gotta cry, 'cause it's wrong that we don't get to listen to Fred Bassett on the radio. You've ruined Chip Day.
Rejoice!
Good to see you've taken it well. Good to see you're pretty compassionate there in my time of sadness. Ladies and gentlemen, I will make it up to you. Once the chips have been distributed and he no longer has this power over me, I swear to you, I will double Bassett it at some point in the future.
I am soaking it up. Ham, today, eBay hit with a $66 million basically fine and damages.
Yeah. Selling Louis Vuitton.
Selling fake Louis Vuitton.
Should have known that Louis Vuitton was not the same as Louis Vuitton.
It's an interesting one, though.
Yeah.
And it forced us to go, hang on, we've had a lot of emails at hamishandy.com.au with anger over people putting the people's chip on eBay.
At last look, there was about 120 bags, or some people even selling 2 or 3 bags.
And that definitely angered us.
It angered us because it's not the spirit of the chip. Because we're also getting emails from people going, look, unfortunately, even though 60,000 bags of the people's chip was released over the weekend, I missed out. And we're sitting here going, well, on one hand, we've got the people saying, I'm hungry for the chip, and on another hand, we've got some people selling the chip. And that's not the spirit of the chip.
No, the spirit of the chip is not being sold. So, Haim, you and I
we got these were free chips.
You and I spent most of the morning at the High Court of Australia with a lawsuit against eBay.
Yes.
Again, trying to get them to take down...
Do not accept people trying to sell the people's chip.
And make them responsible.
Unless the price is zero.
Yeah.
And you've got people willing to share their chips.
Exactly.
That is the spirit of the chips.
For those people who have been angry about eBay, the people putting the people's chip on eBay, we do not condone it. No. We'd ask those people to stand down.
All we can really say to those people is we're not angry.
No.
We're just disappointed. Yeah. But... yeah. Having said that, we went to the High Court to try and stop it.
Yeah, and this is us coming out of the High Court today. There's a big mob there.
If you missed it.
If you missed it, people were anxious to see how it went.
Sorry, everybody. If we get to have your attention, we have produced we've produced a short statement which we will now read.
Chip makers, united flavourists, together we stumbled upon gravy times.
But now we stumble upon grave times.
eBay today said they'd hear our cry to remove the people's chip.
Hang on, but only if we could convince them that the packets were legally a fraud. I know, that's what I was saying.
So we said, the people's chip has 3 ingredients: potato, gravy, and spirit, and the spirit is lost in the eBay chips!
Sorry again, you've jumped the gun. We did say all that, but then they said because we didn't list spirit in the ingredients on the back of the pack, we can't claim it's a fraud. So we did overlook that. Come on, a wee bit, okay.
But then we said, together, we'd fight to take this all the way to the very top!
Hang on, everybody, you've yayed again too early. You keep yaying. But they then told us that the High Court was the very top. It's the highest court. So unfortunately, it does end here. Why are you always booing me? Andy was in there as well.
No, Andy was there!
Oh, this is a stitch-up.
Haim, the people's chip, we thought done and dusted.
I mean, last Friday night was Chipapalooza.
Yeah.
It was the heralding, the launch, the 60,000 bags went out across the nation.
Yeah. Friday a week ago.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which we thought was... Because that's how, mate, every time I just get a bit sad I think about Chipapalooza. For me, it was 2 minutes ago, if that makes sense.
If you just tuned in, you did invent a chip, and it was distributed 60,000 bags. It's a long journey, but there was a gravy chip. 43,000 people voted for it. Hey, still we're getting hate mail.
Still hate mail.
Well, actually, I won't call it hate mail. I'll call it passion mail.
It is passion mail, and I suppose that's what happens when you invent something great. And look, we did not invent it. We merely were lucky enough to facilitate it. It is the people's chip. But I suppose back in prehistoric times, when they thought up the wheel, guys from 6 or 7 camps over going, oh, give us some of the wheel.
Yeah.
How are you getting your carts around so quickly? You go, okay, look, it started out just as a crazy idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know it would be this big.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and here we are with the second wheel.
Yeah.
We've got...
It's as big as the wheel. I agree.
60,000 bags we thought would go some way to stopping the passion mail. It hasn't. The passion mail continues. I'm in a rural area. I'm in Tasmania.
I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer. I can't get to the city. Can't get to the
And they
big
pull
smoke
at your
to
heartstrings, the farmers, because we both come from farming families.
Yeah, they said I'm a farmer.
We know the difficulties of being on the land, and we know how much a gravy chip was helped, but we cannot get to every farmer.
I can't get to the big smoke to get myself a packet. Well, we've got some more news. Joey joins us. You might remember him as the chip-loving kid. How are you, Joey?
Good.
Good to hear.
Joey, you were at the heart of the very first attempt to distribute the gravy chips. You were the first person to miss out on the first run. You've since got the chips.
How do you just to give us an idea, Joey, of how these people are feeling? The people that are writing into us with passion mail and hate mail. Can you just run us through how you felt when you missed out that day 4 weeks ago?
Absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was, wasn't it?
Horrible.
And these people are feeling that now, even though we did a 60,000 bag run. I mean, what would you say to them, Joey, as a bit of advice, and how did you get through it?
There is no way, really.
Yes,
There is no way.
Yeah.
That's what we're beginning to realise, Joey. Now, we haven't talked to you since you've tasted the chip.
Yeah.
Because you're instrumental in getting the 60,000 bags. So you were rewarded with many a chip.
Yeah.
How have they gone down?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you? Have you been knighted at your school? I mean,
you giving them out? You've given many away? Or are you hoarding them a bit?
Well, I got them in the holidays, so...
Yeah.
That's true.
So you had to hold off. I mean, school starts up soon, so are you going to hold some till you get back to school?
Yeah, definitely.
Watch the use by on them, because they
Joe, we should warn you, in that batch, really get into those quick, mate, because we cannot guarantee the health.
One other question, Joey. I mean, for people, do you think it's unfair that people are writing all this hate mail to us?
Well, sort of. You can't really distribute them everywhere.
Well,
like, you'd have to give them to, like, tons of shops, and it's not really possible that much.
Yeah,
Well,
we both drive pretty
it'd be
small.
hard.
We drive small cars, and that's going to take a long time. But Joey, good news, my little friend. We had a word with not the Gobbledoc, but
No.
people that represent
we couldn't
him
get to the Gobbledoc
today at Smith's. Pretty exciting news. But we thought we'd get you on to bounce it off you. As of August the 11th,
Yep.
Smith's are going to make the gravy chip an official flavour in shops.
But only for 2 weeks.
For a limited time.
For a limited time. This is just a chance for everyone to go and be able to purchase them. The ones that missed out, it's a short run. We don't want we feel sorry for salt and vinegar and the other flavours if we kept it full time. But how do you feel, Joey? How does that make you feel?
Great, but, I mean, can't you keep it the whole time?
Oh,
I
mate,
mean,
we're not from Smith's, Joey. It's not up to us. We're doing all we can. They're getting sick of us calling them. We can't keep going back to them every week saying we want more free chips. It's got to come to an end somewhere. We think 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Surely everyone can get to a shop in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, Smiths could sell them and they'd get, like, a massive profit.
Yeah, we're not getting the money from this, mate. They're not turning up to our door going, oh, you sold 10 bags today, here's $10. They are selling them.
They're going to sell them. They are going to sell
But
them.
it's a victory for the people because we've got them in shops.
Are you happy, Joey?
Yeah, it's definitely a victory for the people.
Thank you, son. Thank you for being with us again. We'll let you go.
Still not
there.
happy.
Oh, gosh. It will be available, though, everybody, 11th of August in shops only for 2 weeks, and that's it. That's done. Then we're dusted.
Then I feel like we've done our best to get them out to the people. But, I mean, you heard there's a little kid there. He said they're fabulous. They are. It's the final step.